Yeah, it's not on yet. It's not on. As you can tell, the run hasn't started yet. Oh, fuck off, dude. Okay. Okay, there we go. Holy crap, that was loud. Okay, we'll start the TTS after the intro cutscene.
Ingenting ved
Yeah.
den stjernestrødde nattehimmelen tydet på at
We'll start
merkelige
TTS after
omsorgsting
intro.
snart skulle komme til å skje. Mens skumpene sov sin søteste søvn, kom en kjempe susende ned fra mørket på en svær motorsykkel. Kjempen, som het Gygrid, la fra seg en teppeblink.
Okay, I believe everything is working unless I forgot to bind HP1. Which I didn't think about.
Gutten som overlevde. I de neste 11 årene bodde Harry hos sine skrekkelige steforeldre, herr og fru Dumling. Til den skjebnesvangre dagen
Okay, so since my immortal is a little bit too sensitive for Twitch, V8 and I have picked another fanfiction known as Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles. So it's written by supposedly a Christian mother who was mad that there was witchcraft in Rowling's works, so she rewrote it in a Christian way. So, yeah, that should be fun. Trigger warning to both Christians and non-Christians, since this will be bad. But yeah, hopefully we can have a good laugh while it's going on. I personally have not read it. Yo, Siraj, thanks for the good luck. I personally have not read it, so we're in for a surprise. I was only able to fit 5 chapters in the TTS, so we'll just have to loop those essentially. However, if you want to check out this fanfic, !fanfiction, and that's how you can find it for yourselves. Yeah, 5 chapters should be plenty of time. Okay, we'll start the TTS now. Let me just set up menu glitch. That was a frame host. Why was that a frame host? Okay, whatever.
Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles by Grace N.
There we go.
Author trademark S note. Hello, friends. My name is Grace N. Author's note. Hello, friends.
Oh, okay, it repeated.
My name is Grace N. I'm new to this whole fanfiction thing, but recently, I've encountered a problem that I believe this is the solution to. My little ones have been asking to read the Harry
exclamation
Potter
mark
books,
fanfic.
and
Is
of
it
course I'm
fanfic?
happy
Yeah,
for
maybe
them
it's
to be
fanfic.
reading, but I don't want them turning into witches. So I thought,
is the volume
why not
okay,
make
by the way?
some slight changes so these books are family friendly?
Okay.
And then I thought, why not share this with all the other mommies who are facing the same problem? So tada. Here it is. I am so excited to share this with all of you. So, without further ado, Chapter 1. Once upon a time, there was a little boy named Harry Potter who lived under the stairs in a house on Privet Drive with his aunt and uncle. He was a good, obedient boy who did all his chores, but he felt that there was something missing in his life. Something big and special.
Hagrid.
He could not quite name it. He stayed up
His
every
name was
night
Hagrid Grayson,
and wished
come
for
on.
this special something, but then one day, there was a knock at his door and everything changed. Answer the door, Harry, his Aunt Petunia, a career woman, barked from her armchair where she sat with her feet up. She had short, curly blonde hair and never wore any makeup. Uncle Vernon nodded sheepishly
You gotta
from the
remember
kitchen
this is a
and
hundo.
put a tray of moist, chocolatey brownies in the oven. Shouldn't you be doing that? Harry thought, but he was a very obedient young boy, so he answered the door right away. He turned the brass, metal doorknob and pulled open the heavy, wooden door. On the porch was standing a huge, muscular man with a big, manly beard, and he was dressed in a plaid, red
Is it
shirt,
Hagrid?
blue jeans, and sturdy, leather boots. His chest was covered in a thick, unruly carpet of coarse, brown hair. He wore a necklace that looked to Harry like a lowercase t. Just looking at Harry feel happy, peaceful somehow, but he couldn't say why.
Oh
Good
god.
morning, kiddo, the man greeted amiably, and smiled at Harry. He had the peaceful, friendly sort of face you just knew you could trust.
Oh, that sounds like
My name is
Hagrid.
Hagrid.
Let's
Could I
go,
speak to your
Hagrid.
mommy and daddy? I don't have a mommy or daddy, Harry replied sadly, and looked at his ragged, old shoes that were blue. Perhaps that was why he felt so lonely, he thought, not for the first time. Maybe that was what he was missing, a mommy and daddy. But no, that was not quite right. I am so sorry to hear that.
God, this is so
Hagrid
cursed.
uttered empathetically. You can speak with my auntie and uncle,
Rip,
Harry
I missed the
retorted politely,
multitask.
and blinked his big, blue, childlike eyes.
Wait,
What do
Harry's
you
eyes
want?
are green. Grey
And
Sand, check
Petunia
your
peered
cannon.
out the door with her narrow, suspicious eyes, and she was wearing a baggy, unflattering pantsuit. Hello, neighbor. I was wondering if you have been saved, Hagrid exclaimed
You have
brightly,
been saved.
and tipped his wide-brimmed,
Oh,
straw
Jesus.
cowboy hat. Aunt Petunia laughed a gravelly laugh, and leaned forward on her sturdy, practical boots. Saved. Don't tell me you are one of those Christians. Harry did
What
not
is
know what that
this?
word meant, but Hagrid's smile was the most
Don't
peaceful
cancel me,
smile he had
please.
ever seen. It made Harry feel warm and happy inside just seeing the glowing, radiant grin on the kind, friendly stranger's face. He wondered why Aunt Petunia and Uncle Vernon did not smile like that. Yes, I am, Hagrid replied kindly. Are you? Aunt Petunia laughed again, and stuck her pointy,
Oh,
sharp
Jesus.
nose up in the air. We are too smart for that. Haven't you read Dawkins? God is dead. Dawkins proved that.
Oh my
Would you
god.
like us to educate you on the Dawkins? What is a Christian? Harry queried innocently, and scuffed his shoe on the shaggy, yellow carpet which had not been vacuumed in quite some time. Christians are people who want to be good, Hagrid explained wisely, and crouched down so he was on eye level with Harry.
Okay,
We want to go
so-
to heaven after we die. Do you know what heaven is, Harry? Harry shook his head, and his big eyes were wide and curious. Heaven is a beautiful place where we can be with God. Aunt Petunia smacked her hands over Harry's young ears, and her voice was sickly sweet when she said, "Thank you very much for your concern, sir, but he does not need your religion.
Harry
He
SMH.
has science and socialism and birthdays."
Science and
Haven't you heard of
socialism and
evolution?
birthdays, oh dear
I
god.
have a very good textbook on evolution that I could give you on it if you would like to learn things. Hagrid laughed wisely. Evolution is a fairy tale. You don't really believe that, do you? Yes, I do. Aunt Petunia screeched.
Aunt
Well, then
Petunia
prove it.
screeched.
Aunt Petunia could only stare at him, and her big mouth hung open dumbly. Here she thought she was so educated, and always demanded that Christians prove what they believed in, but she couldn't even
Oh my
prove
god.
her own religion.
This must be a
It
troll,
was
right?
then that Harry knew
This
who the
can't
smart
be
one
real.
here was.
I mean,
Tell me how
obviously
to
it
get to
can
this
be,
heaven
but
place. Harry cried wistfully, clasping his hands together.
I'm guessing this is some
Sometimes,
kind of
The
like
wisdom of little ones is really
an
amazing.
ironic fanfic.
We
I mean,
think
it's
we
okay if it
grown-ups know
isn't,
it
but
all, but then God speaks through the mouths of
does
little
anyone
ones,
actually know?
and shows us how we are all mortals struggling along the path of life.
Oh my god.
Humility. All you have to do is be saved.
We are learning
Do you
deep
want to be
things
saved?
today.
I do. I do. Harry squealed,
Let's go.
jumping
98.
up and down. Then pray the sinner's prayer. Aunt Petunia tried to stop him, but she was powerless against Harry's pure, innocent, holy energy.
Harry's pure,
Harry had
innocent,
said the
holy.
prayer.
Wow.
Hagrid beamed
Too
happily.
deep, in fact. Yep.
You're a Christian now, Harry.
You're a Christian
Hagrid
now.
cried proudly.
Yep.
Harry smiled but then interrogated, but how do I be a Christian? I don't know how. Hagrid grinned widely. There is only one place to learn that: Hogwarts School of Prayer
What's
and
up, Dr.
Miracles.
Cast?
New Horizons.
Hogwarts School.
Hogwarts
You're a
School of Prayer and
Christian,
Miracles.
Harry?
Harry queried,
I'm a what?
and clasped his hands.
Yep.
Just at hearing that name, He felt such a sense of inner peace. He wanted to have more of that peace.
Hey Ray, thanks for
and
good
he
luck.
wanted to learn how to be a good Christian. He was starting to think that peace and being a good Christian were in fact the exact same thing. I want to go there. Hagrid beamed widely. He had been praying so hard to
What is
save a
this
soul
propaganda?
today,
This
and he
is the
was so happy to
TTS
have
that
saved the soul of
V8
such
and
a
I
sweet,
picked
earnest little
after
one. The poor boy, being raised by two parents
figuring
who were
out
not
that
Christian,
my immortal
and who
was
both
just
went to work and left him with a
not
babysitter all day
appropriate for
long.
Twitch guidelines, and
It
I
was
was
a
not
good thing
comfortable
Hagrid
with
had got
streaming
here
it.
in time.
So this one is,
5 years down the road,
I think,
Harry might have
like
been a fornicating,
lost time to
drug-addicted
super jump. Yeah, I'll never not
Don't be
go for that
silly,
super jump.
Harry, and Petunia commanded, and wrung her long,
Bruh.
bony hands. Come back inside.
After,
I will read to
since
you about
this is
evolution
not
from
the entire
Hawkins.
fanfiction, if you guys
You
are
do not
interested,
need
you can
that
check
silly
it out for
religion.
yourselves. I
Harry
highly
scrunched up his
encourage that, of
innocent little
course.
face, and thought very
Um,
hard. Aunt Petunia and Uncle Vernon were as close
Since
to
this is
parents
not
as
the
he
entire
had,
thing, we
and
are
this
going
was
to
the
turn
only
the
home he
music
knew.
back on
Could he
after
really
the
leave?
TTS ends.
But he was
I
saved
thought
now.
about looping it, but I
He
don't
had
think
prayed
I
the
can
sinner's
listen to
prayer.
this
He could not stay here, not anymore,
for a
not with what he knew
2-hour
now.
full run. I
Suddenly,
actually don't know
he
how
knew
much
what
is
he had
in
to
it.
do.
I think it's like
No, Aunt Petunia, he uttered calmly with
5
childlike
chapters or
wisdom.
something. So there's quite a bit.
Evolution is not real. And I am
Evolution
going
is
to
not real.
Hogwarts.
Okay then.
No, no, Harry. Aunt Petunia screeched desperately.
You're
I
a
have an
Christian,
idea.
Harry.
You can have
You
a
only
second
believe in
birthday today.
vegetables. Let us pray.
You like birthdays, right? Birthdays are not of God, Harry verbalized knowingly, and looked at his aunt with an innocent wisdom.
Wait, how does Harry
You
know
tried
that?
to corrupt me, but it did not work.
He didn't know what a
But I
Christian was a
forgive you,
second ago.
Aunt Petunia, because of Luke 23:34. Hagrid was amazed once again at the wisdom of little ones. He did not know if he could forgive someone who had hurt him as much as this woman had
What's
hurt
up,
little Harry.
Akon?
Deny him the truth? Who could be so cruel? But Harry did not even think twice about it. He forgave just like that. Truly, Hagrid gained a new understanding of Matthew 19:14 that day.
Oh my
Do not
god.
leave, Harry.
Dude.
Dudley wailed childishly. I must, Harry said, and stepped over
Bruh.
the threshold. Goodbye, Dursleys. I
What's
hope you
up,
are
Farm?
saved too one day. And with that,
I
he
missed the
and Hagrid
music
began to
already.
walk
Thanks for
down
the good
Private
luck, bro.
Drive. How will we get to this school, Hagrid? Harry queried
You have
curiously.
tried to read that
We will
one.
pray.
Yeah, I
Hagrid
think
retorted
tried to read
knowledgeably.
that one pretty
How
much
do we do
summarizes
that?
it really well.
Harry solicited inquisitively.
Rip. I
Watch,
apparently suck at the
Hagrid
game.
said, and then got down on his knees on the road. He motioned for Harry to get down on his knees too.
Why?
Hagrid
Oh,
raised his
they're
hands to
praying.
the heavens,
Okay.
and cried out in a deep, thunderous voice, Dear Lord, take us to Hogwarts. Harry felt himself being whisked away, and in a moment, he was sitting in the cool, damp grass outside a humongous, beautiful castle. He looked in awe at the tall towers and the grey stones. What a beautiful place. A tall, thin man with a long, pointed beard and big, wire spectacles stood in front of Harry.
Yeah, okay, that's
He was
true,
wearing a
Dr.
brown
Cass.
tweed
That is
suit
true.
and a nice,
This
matching
seems
hat.
suboptimal.
His shoes were made of
I'm
leather
listening
and
to the
polished until
fanfic
they
and not
shone.
focusing on the
He
gameplay,
had a
while I
smile
clearly
much
should
like
be doing
Hagrid's
that.
smile. So peaceful, Harry just knew he
Fuck.
could trust him. A lovely, kindly young woman with flowing blonde hair and a pleasant, heart-shaped face stood beside this holy man. Hello, there, little one, the man greeted amicably.
Fuck.
I am the Reverend Albus Dumbledore, and this
Ah.
is my wife, Minerva.
Wait,
Welcome
what?
to Hogwarts
Minerva is
School of Prayer and
Dumbledore's
Miracles.
wife in this?
Author's note.
Graysan, you got
Blessings.
your lore wrong.
Chapter 3, Dinner
You're
Time.
also starting to believe.
Author trademark S note. Hello, friends. I have struggled a lot about whether or not to keep going with this story, but, with a lot
Oh,
of
wait,
praying,
chapter 1's
my
over.
husband and I have decided it is the right thing to do.
Okay,
We
so
want our little ones to have
chapter
good
2 already.
Christian literature to read, and in this modern world, sometimes, that can be hard to come by.
That's true.
So I will just have to make do. Smiley face. Pleased to meet you, Reverend Dumbledore. Harry replied enthusiastically, and got to his feet. This sure is a
Reverend
beautiful place you
Dumbledore,
have
okay.
here. The Reverend beamed. WHY thank you, little one, His voice had a distinct southern
WHY.
twang to it that made Harry feel so safe and welcome. He knew in that moment that the Reverend was a man of God. This poor little one was being raised in a terrible situation, Hagrid
Okay,
declared concernedly.
McGonagall and
He was watched by a babysitter every
Dumbledore
second
are a
of the day.
thing. So
His
any
aunt saw him as
shippers
part
in
of
chat?
her perfect life package. Like the big house, the fancy career, the speedy
But
car.
Grey's and Dumbledore is
Dumbledore
gay.
shook his head sadly. Too bad
That's
no
canonically
one told her
incorrect.
parenting should be about the children, not the parents. That is why it
Some
is
people
called
should not
parenting.
be allowed to write anything,
Hagrid
period.
nodded
Yep,
wisely.
I agree. Hakon.
Dumbledore turned to Harry and announced authoritatively, "Now, you can start your classes tomorrow morning. Today, you can get settled into your dormitory.
Not
But
surprised I'm
first,
losing time here.
why don trademark to eat dinner with
Honestly,
my family
in
and me?"
PB, Flipendo was
Really?
decent, and I'm
Harry
not really
gasped
paying
excitedly.
much attention right
I
now.
trademark BE never had
Even
a
though I
family
probably
dinner
should.
before. WHY don trademark you come with us, then, Dumbledore cried kindly, and then got down on his knees. Everyone else did the same. Raising his large, massive, manly hands up to the heavens, Dumbledore bellowed in a voice even louder than Hagrid trademark S had been, "Lord, please take us to the
Hagrid
kitchen."
trademark.
Suddenly, they all found themselves in a tasteful, decorated kitchen.
I didn't collect any card in
Wow,
Flipendo,
Harry
that's true.
shouted in awe.
I am very
He was
sorry.
still getting used to the power of prayer.
The power of
Sometimes,
prayer.
we take the wonderful
Also, look at
things
how
the
much
Lord
a
gives us
first
for
try
granted,
double cycle
and
skip
it takes
and
a newcomer
some
to the
movement
fold for us to
optimization
understand
saved.
just how blessed we are. That was amazing.
Cause like,
Hagrid
losing
smiled
that
knowingly.
cycle over there
God is an amazing
cost me a
God.
lot of time.
He sure is. The Reverend trademark S wife chuckled,
The
before
SY
getting down to her knees
what?
and raising her own hands upwards. "Dear Lord,
Oh god, I
please
need
set
to
the table
focus
with
on
the
this
sky
now.
blue cloth and the Sunday dishes, and please give us biscuits fried golden brown and gravy,
Oh my
creamy
god.
mashed potatoes, my great aunt Eleanor trademark S corn casserole, corn on the cob slathered with butter, and for
Why did
dessert,
I have to turn
some
off
chocolate
music for this?
raspberry
Music
cookies."
would like make
All
this
of these
even
things
more
appeared
epic.
on the table exactly as the Reverend trademark S wife had asked for them, masterfully prepared and delicious smelling. Harry trademark S mouth dropped open. Truly, this woman was a real Proverbs 31 wife.
What?
Hermione, the Reverend summoned loudly dinner time. Immediately, and with
The
cheerful
Reverend.
obedience, an 11-year-old girl in a pretty, pink dress with a matching bow came running down the stairs. She ran over
Is
to
that
her
Hermione?
father, and gave him the winning smile that daughters have. "Welcome home, Daddy," she smiled, and then turned to his wife. "Can I help at all with dinner, Mommy?" "It is all prepared, thanks be to God," her mother retorted gracefully. Hermione nodded knowingly.
Oh my god, is wait,
"I would
is
like you
Hermione
to meet
Dumbledore and
Harry Potter,
McGonagall's
our newest
daughter?
student at Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles."
Is that
Dumbledore
what I'm
introduced
getting from this?
magnanimously.
Oh,
"Harry,
rip, I almost
I would
forgot.
like you to meet Hermione Granger, my beloved daughter."
Oh my god,
"Pleased
she
to meet
is!
you," Hermione responded sweetly, with an shy grin. Harry
Dude!
could barely respond. This was the most beautiful young woman he had ever come across. So different from all the girls in public school, who were focused on trying to be like the career women they saw on the Sex and the City.
Harry
This little
Potter
one
at
was the
home.
picture of innocence and
Last
godliness.
names don't make
"Now,
sense,
comma,"
yep.
Dumbledore pronounced genially, "let trademark S.E." As the holy men, women, and little ones dug into the delicious manna the Lord had granted them, the conversation amongst the adults turned to darker topics.
Adieu.
Harry listened intently.
Okay, I might be
and he
losing
did
time,
not
but we have a
understand
lot
it,
of time saved
but
at
he was very
Wingardium.
interested. "Dark days are coming," Hagrid pronounced gravely around a mouthful of casserole. "Evil forces are coming into this world, and the little ones at Hogwarts may be our last resort."
Oh god, is it
Psalm
Voldemort?
127:5 Dumbledore referenced solemnly, and the others around the table nodded knowingly. Hogwarts might be the last hope for the forces of good in this world.
Oh, this is
Chapter
getting
4,
hype.
Dangerous days ahead. When the delicious, filling dinner had ended, Harry wiped some last, tasty cookie crumbs from the sides of his mouth. He was very full and very tired. Discovering the truth, being saved, and coming to Hogwarts, it had certainly been a long day for this little one. "You look like you could use a good night's sleep," the Reverend's wife commented daintily. How would you like to move into your dormitory? I would love to. Harry cried cheerfully.
Unfortunately, this
He was
is
so
moving a
excited
little
to
too
become a
fast, so
student
I'm gonna
here,
have to loop
and
it
he
a
was
couple
so
of
grateful
times.
for the opportunities the Lord had given him.
Because I couldn't fit
Sometimes,
more in the
people who have done
TTS.
without are the most grateful. I can take care of that tonight, the Reverend's wife answered indulgently, and she was already beginning to clear the elegant porcelain dishes. Harry blushed shyly, and got to his feet.
I think it skips
His
straight
aunt
to the
had never
last
taught him
chapter
how
after
to
this
talk
for
to pretty
some reason.
girls. She always said that pretty girls were shallow and not very smart, and that a real woman put her career first and didn't care about her looks. But it only took one look at this godly young girl to realize just how wrong that was. A woman taking pride in her appearance is honoring the Lord, because after all, it is the Lord who gave her a pretty face and nice hair.
That's honestly good
Taking care
advice.
of that is
Like, people
important.
should take care of
Harry got
themselves
the feeling
and
that Hermione was as
honor their
beautiful on the
appearance.
inside as she was on the outside. Harry's face reddened as they crossed
Everyone's
an expansive,
beautiful in their own way.
flowery field. They were going in the direction of
Oh
a
god, am I
cluster
being
of imposing,
converted?
stone, academic-looking buildings.
Okay, don't.
Thank you, he muttered happily. It is beautiful, and it feels very holy. They walked for a few more minutes in silence. Eventually, they reached the end of the lovely, green meadow. The boys' dormitory
dude, that was
is
close.
this way, Hermione
This one is
exposited
very
knowingly.
clutch.
And, with the innocent, casual affection so often found in children, she grabbed Harry's hand as she led him around the edifice of
Where's Snape?
classrooms. Harry was so nervous.
You're gonna
he
have
could
to
not
read
think of
that one
anything
for
to say.
yourself, Dr. Cass. I don't know
His
if we
brain
get
fumbled
to
for the
Snape.
perfect Christian thing to say, but, before he could even manage a word, Hermione came to a stop in front of a tall, stone tower. This is the boys' dormitory, the devout young woman explained kindly,
The devout
and she
young-
gestured to the heavy, oak door beside them. I would show you inside, but I would hate to cause a scandal. I understand, Harry declared graciously. Too many young men these days pressure young women into things undesired and forbidden. It is the mark of a true, old-fashioned gentleman to respect the fact that every young woman is another man's future wife. And we all know that it would be a dreadful, terrible
what?
sin to bring another man's wife into intimacy. Why does modern culture suddenly treat that as okay simply because he
Come
does
on.
not have her yet? Man's laws may
There we go.
permit it, but the laws
That
of the
took
Lord
forever.
are not bound by time.
Things
Hermione
undesired
moved to
and
push open the
forbidden.
imposing,
Yep.
large door, but she struggled with the knob. It was quite a heavy door.
Yeah, the thing
But
that's
Harry
gonna
was a
drive
good,
us a little
devout
crazy is
Christian
that this
now.
has to be a little bit
He
of a
would not
loop.
have a young, godly girl struggling to open a door which he was perfectly capable of opening himself. With the simple faith so often seen in little ones, Harry got down on his knees, and lifted his hands skyward, and shouted prayerfully, "Dear Lord, please open these doors, and allow me to enter my new home." With a loud, thunderous boom that echoed throughout the expansive, beautiful campus, the doors crashed open. Harry stood up piously as Hermione's jaw dropped. Now, she knew for certain that this was truly a man of the Lord. My father says that
Oh,
dark
God.
times are coming, Hermione spoke worriedly.
No,
There is
not
a man named
Minerva.
Voldemort who wants to destroy all
But
that we
Hermione's
stand for.
parents are dentists.
He is
This
pushing
makes
an
no
agenda in Congress
sense.
which will stop us from practicing our faith freely. But that is what our founding fathers built this nation for. Harry cried indignantly. The freedom of religion. Voldemort doesn't care, Hermione remarked sadly, and she shook her head. And he is gaining power. The freedom of Christians to practice our faith is disappearing by the day.
Don't question
Soon,
fate. Yep.
it will be like it was in Rome. Lovely, ladylike tears began to roll down her delicate, terrified face.
Except.
And I don't
yep.
like lions. It will be all right, Harry reassured manfully. We will just need to pray really, really hard.
Okay, so this
That's
is
why
the
we're
spell
here.
learning that gave
After
me
all,
a lot of trouble
You're so brave,
in PB.
Hermione pronounced admiringly, and she wiped the tears from her eyes. She flung her arms around Harry's neck.
Oh god.
Thank you for giving me courage. Harry gasped, and Dean Thomas gasped too.
Yeah, this
and
is chapter
Hermione burst into
14.
tears.
We're gonna
as
have to loop
Voldemort
this like
ambled
5
through the parking
times.
lot. The enormous crowd of righteous students were nervous, but they still stood boldly in the face of such horrifying evil. Dumbledore stood in front of them protectively and manfully. Harry looked at the depraved man walking toward them, and he thought of all the lies that he must have been told by evolutionists and feminists all his life.
Oh my
And
god.
he thought of the empty, meaningless depravedness that he would have to distract him from that missing love in his life, and he thought of how one day he would die, and that there would be no happy heaven for him, only the flames of hell.
Oh my god,
Harry
dude.
wondered how anyone could be so stupid. Who would want hell more than heaven? It made Harry so angry.
Wow.
Voldemort stopped walking when he was in front of the Reverend Dumbledore.
Let's go.
He arrogantly
And just like
nodded
that,
and
10
said,
minutes saved.
"Hey, my name's Tom Riddle, and I'm here to visit my cousin. Which way is the guy's dorm?"
Oh my
"Enough
god.
of your lies," Dumbledore exclaimed bravely. "We know who you are." Voldemort blinked stupidly, and then he uttered childishly, "I'm sorry, what?" Dumbledore smiled smartly. "You're pretending to be dumb, I see. Well, I'm not stupid. We know all about how much you hate Christians." "What? I don't hate Christians," Voldemort lied dishonestly.
Wow.
"What are you even talking about? You're still pretending to be dumb."
You go
the
to heaven
Reverend
because you
pointed
play
out
HP1?
truthfully.
Yep, same.
"We know all about your plot to illegalize Christianity, Voldemort." Voldemort blinked stupidly again and questioned evilly,
Ah,
"Wait,
fuck.
this is about my Reddit account. Is that what you
We're
call
bringing
godless
Reddit
comment?"
into this, really?
Dumbledore queried knowingly. "Well, yes, I have indeed seen your so-called Reddit account, and just try to deny your hatred of Christianity when you post things like this: Christians all SUX. Their
Oh my
religion is
god.
stupid and should be illegal. I will
Bruh.
write to Congress and tell them to make law." Harry Potter laughed intelligently, because Voldemort did not even understand proper spelling and grammar.
Oh.
Voldemort retorted unintelligently.
I see. Oh my
"That whole
god.
account is a joke. I mean, Voldemort underscore the underscore righteous underscore
He
skeptic."
laughed
He laughed with the
intelligently.
nervousness of one who knows he is damned. Of course you're not supposed to take it seriously. "Do you think religion is a laughing matter, young man?" Dumbledore demanded righteously. "Well, it is not. What sort of a joke is trying to outlaw religion?" "Of course I don't actually want to outlaw religion," Voldemort uttered deceptively.
Bruh.
"That would be ridiculous. I just got annoyed by the ridiculous straw man some Christians have made out of atheism, so,
Oh
whenever
god.
I see someone ranting about how depraved
I
and
don't
evil
think
we
this is
non-believers
safe
are,
anymore.
I reply with something like that. You know, taking that stereotype to an extreme to point out how ridiculous it is. Also, a small but vocal minority of atheists exists that stereotypes
Oh
and
Jesus
mocks
fucking
anyone who
Christ.
disagrees with them. They can be just as hateful as people think we all are.
There it
and that
is.
does real damage. They bug me as much as the
It
straw
was
man
nice
arguments
watching
do,
your
and they
streams,
give those
Portugal,
arguments
man.
credibility, so I do
Yep.
the same thing to them, replying with an extreme version of what they said to highlight the absurdity of it. "So, you're making fun of atheism?"
Oh my god.
Dumbledore interrogated shrewdly.
Bruh.
No, I am an atheist," Voldemort explained sinfully. "I'm just as I thought," Dumbledore surmised wisely, and he smiled holily in satisfaction that the Lord had worked through him. "We have been preparing
my
for this
god.
day, and we
Bruh.
have been preparing for it for a long time. Students." The
Smiled
holy little one stood
holy.
at attention. "Convert him."
Convert
Dumbledore
him?
commanded
Oh
bravely,
Jesus
and all
fucking
at once the
Christ.
students began to shout. "You have been tricked by the lies of society," Harry shrieked knowingly.
Took the star?
"You
Yep,
deserve
I
to
took
burn
the
in
star.
hell. Come over here." Dean Thomas screeched articulately. "Debate me on religion."
Wow.
"I'm just so upset that you don't accept the Bible," Hermione sobbed femininely. "The Bible is the best book ever. Why can't you just respect that?" "I'm a Gryffindor hat now," Draco yelled boldly with the inspiring zeal that so many newcomers
I am
to the
trying
faith
my
have.
best to play the game, but
"Do
what
you
I'm
hate me
listening
now?"
to currently is
"I bet you do."
ridiculous.
Voldemort covered his ears with the discomfort that heathens often find themselves with when they are confronted with the truth, and he shouted loudly to drown out the word of the Lord, "You've been preparing to do this? To scream at me? It is the work of the Lord."
Bruh.
Dumbledore explained accurately. Aren't there better ways to spend your time than preaching to a bored idiot who makes fun of people on the internet? Voldemort questioned hedonistically. Your lord seemed to be pretty concerned about helping the people around him. Is that not his work
that's fine.
anymore? How can we focus
I
on
forgot.
helping people
I forgot. I'm
when
sorry.
there are
I
people
forgot.
like you trying to destroy us? Dumbledore
Believe it or
countered
not, it's not
astutely.
all my fault.
I told you before, that Reddit
But that's
account is a
okay.
joke.
We're still saving a lot of
Voldemort
time
whined
here.
pathetically, but the Reverend shook his head. I thought that might be so at first, the Reverend commented fairly. But it was just too realistic. How was it realistic? Voldemort inquired uninformedly. It wasn't even subtle. I waxed poetic about the sexiness of neckbeards and said that Christopher Hitchens has superpowers. It was supposed to be funny. How could you take it seriously? Dumbledore scoffed, and he replied faithfully, like it or not, your little joke is what most atheists today are like.
Oh my god, dude.
So my Reddit account solidified your conception of atheists as a bunch of anti-Christian bigots who are just angry at God. Voldemort solicited stupidly, and then he sighed. Okay, you know what, this has gone too far.
This
sure
has
most
gone
people
too far,
can tell
holy
that
crap.
I'm not being serious, but if I'm contributing to misinformation and stereotypes,
Okay, we'll let it roll one more time, and after that, I think I'm gonna stop it.
And he began to type on it.
Because it's annoying me.
After a few minutes, he showed the screen to
When was this written? 2014, I believe.
I just made a post.
Reddit account.
I am a troll.
I am a troll.
It is the last post I will make on that account.
Bruh.
Are you happy? Dumbledore virtuously ignored the heretic, and he turned to the little
virtuously ignored the heretic.
Students of Hogwarts.
Ah crap, am
this
I?
Fool will
He
not
didn't
listen to
multitask
reason.
me.
Let's save this heathen's soul. All the little ones got down on their knees, and they raised their hands to the sky, and they screamed to the heavens, in the voices of
I
those
mean,
who
that's
knew they were
probably
doing
what
great
happened
work.
though. Like,
Lord,
it's supposedly a
great
Christian
underhat.
mom that wrote this.
Voldemort sighed
Horrorously.
and he shook his head godlessly,
Did they
and then he walked away depravedly. But even as the
it looks like they failed.
drug-addicted evolutionist disappeared into
The
the
drug-addicted evolutionist? Dude, this is getting too real.
If they screamed loud enough, they could change the world.
Bruh. Okay, let's take a break to digest this. Holy crap. Like I imagined, this was way too short to last the entire run. However, that's probably a good thing, now that I think about it. So, what do you guys think? I think it was, how do I put this? Interesting? Let's go with that. You can hop in VC and do the rest readingly. Yeah, that actually sounds good. Do you actually want to do that? If you have stuff to do, that is completely fine. JK not gonna do that, okay. Probably a good idea though. 8 out of 10, not enough adjectives. Yeah, it is quite scary, Dr. Cass. It is indeed quite scary. However, unnerving or not, we need to get through this as it was requested. So during the next Hagrid cutscene, I will let it play again. I am bad. Bruh. Bruh. There we go. Okay. Let's use Bulgarian TTS this time.
Hogwarts School of Per A grecki R ampersand miracles B grecki grace Nosor Stredemark Signs Note. Hello, friends. Grecki name is Grayson. Osers
There we
Note.
go. That
Hello,
way it's a
friends.
little bit more
Grecki
tolerable.
name is Grayson. Im notus is whole fanfiction sick. But recently, I've encountered a problem that I believe this is the solution to. Grecki little ones have been
This is the
asked to read
weirdest
the Harry
meme
Potter
run
books,
anyone has
and of
ever
course I'm happy
requested.
for them
Change
to
my
be reading,
mind.
but I don't want them turning into witches. So I thought, dwójnowy grecki not make some slight changes so these books are family friendly, and then I thought, dwójnowy grecki not share this with other mummies who are facing the same problem. Sota, here it is. I am so excited to share this with all of grecki all. So, without further ado, chapter no once upon a time, there was a little boy grecki named Harry Potter who lived and their sisters in a house.
Yeah, some chapters had to be skipped, Barb.
Że was a good, obedient bo grecki who did all his course,
It
but
just
felt
doesn't
that
fit
there was
enough.
something missing in his life. Something big and special, but could not quite name it. She stayed up every night and wished for this special something, but
Non-understandingly.
then on
I
the
mean, that's
Grecki,
probably a
there
good
was
thing
a
though,
knock at
Renee,
his door
right?
and everything changed. Answers the door. Harry his son Petunie, a career woman, worked from
A
her
career
own chair
woman.
where she sat with her feet up. She had short, curly blonde hair and never wore a Grecki makeup. Uncle Warren nodded sheepishly from
crap.
the kitchen, and
HP1,
packed a tray
please.
of mice,
Don't crash.
chocolate brownies in Sylvan.
No.
Should Grecki obey doing set?
Oh my
Harry
god.
thought,
There we
Budge
go.
was a very obedient young boy Grecki, so she answered the door right away. She turned the brass, metal door knob, and pulled open the heavy
V8,
wooden
why
door.
you do
On the
this?
porch was standing a huge, muscular man with
The
a
game
big,
lagged
manly beard, and he was
crashingly.
dressed in a plate, red short,
Yep.
blue jeans, and sturdy, leather boots. His chest was covered in a thick, unruly carpet of coarse, brown hair.
At least we're
She wore a
really
necklace that
taking
looked
the
to
meme
Harry
run
like
part
a
of
lower
this.
place. Just looking at Harry feel happy. This fell somehow. Budge called Sir Grecki dwójnowy Grecki. Good morning, kiddo. The man
Good
greeted
morning,
amiably and
kiddo.
smiled at Harry.
Wanna know what the worst part of this is? This is gonna PB.
No Grecki or cold trust. Grecki name is Hagrid. Cold speak to your mommy and daddy don't have a mom
That's
or
the
daddy.
worst part
Harry
of
blinked
this.
sadly and looked at his raggedy old shoes that were blue. Perhaps that was dwójnowy Grecki że
Oh,
felt
fuck.
so lonely,
Yeah, it was
że
not
thought,
gonna work.
not for the first time. Maybe that was what she was missing a mommy and daddy. But no, that was not quite right. I am so sorry to hear that Hagrid uttered emphatically. Grecki who can speak with some Grecki
I mean, honestly, I would not blame him. So, Flo, if you're seeing this, I am very sorry. Running PB English.
And she was wearing a baggy, unflattering pantsuit. Hello, neighbor. I was wondering if Grecki would have been saved. Hagrid exclaimed brightly, and tipped his wide-brimmed straw cowboy hat
exclaimed
on
brightly.
Petunia Loda Gravello, and leaned forward on her sturdy, practical boot.
He said to Flo, apologizingly.
Grecki, one of those Christians
look, I
Harry
didn't
did
lose
not know
Sandra.
what that word meant. But Hagrid's smile was the most peaceful smile she had ever seen. It made Harry feel warm and happy inside just seeing the glowing, radiant green on the kind, friendly stranger's face. This is
not an exaggeration, this is exactly how Bulgarians speak English.
Hagrid replied kindly. Grecki on Petunia Lod again, and stuck her pointy, short nose up in the air. Share too smart for set. Hey, Grecki read Dawkins. Got is that. Dawkins proved set. Would Grecki like us to educate Grecki.
Yep, this is what my low-effort English would sound like.
And cuffed his show on
Speaking
the
English
Bulgarianly.
Bulgarianly.
Yep. Some time. Christians are people who want to be good, Hagrid explained wisely, and crouched down so she was on a Grecki level with Harry. She went to go to heaven after Shady. Do Grecki know what heaven is? Harry shook his head, and his big eyes were wide and curious.
Oh my
Heaven
god.
is a beautiful place where she can be with
Beautiful
God.
place.
Petunia smacked her hands over Harry's young ears, and her voice was sickly sweet when she
Way
said,
too
Thanks Grecki very much for your concern, sir. Budge does not need your religion. She has science and socialism and birth this. Hey Grecki heard of evolution? I have a very good textbook on evolution.
You're crying laughingly. If
If
Portugal man is not cancelled cancellingly after this, he will also be laughing.
Grecki u don't really believe set. Du grecki u grecki jest. I don't petunie screeched. Well sem provitant petunie cold and lister at him, and her big mouse hung up and dumbly. Her she was so educated, and always demanded that Christians prove what she believed in, but she couldn't even
this should
prove
be
her
good.
own religion. It was
Banning
said
me.
her in house mortum her was. Tell me how to jet
Bruh.
to this heaven place Harry cried wistfully, clasping his hands together. Sometimes, the wisdom of little ones is really amazing. She think she grown-ups know it all, but then God speaks through the mouths of little ones, and shows us how she real mortals struggling along the path of life.
The problem is, I'm actually doing well.
Udo is be saved. Do grecki want to be saved Ido Harry squealed, jumping up and down. Sen praise sinners prayer and
In
Petunia
terms
tried
of
to
the
stop
run,
him,
I should
but
stop
she was
playing well.
powerless against Harry's pure,
He
innocent,
exclaimed
high energy.
Christian.
Soon, Harry had said the prayer.
Bruh.
Hagrid beamed happily. Grecki ura Christian now. Harry Hagrid cried proudly. Harry smiled but then interrogated, but how do I be a Christian? I don't know how Hagrid grinned widely. Sir is only one place to learn at Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles no horizons. Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles Harry queried, and clasped his hands. Just at hearing that name, she felt such a sense of inner peace. She wanted to have more of that peace, and she wanted to learn how
Bruh.
to be a good Christian. She was
I missed the
starting to think
multitask.
that peace and being a
Laugh
good Christian were in
screamingly.
fact the exact same. I want to go Sir Hagrid beamed widely. She had been praying so hard to save us all today, and she was so happy to have
I still
saved
can't get over
soul
the
of
fact
such
that
a
Hermione
sweet,
is
honest little woman.
Dumbledore and
Poor
McGonagall's
Gretzky,
daughter.
being raised by
Like,
Gretzky's
why?
own parents who were not Christian, and who both went to work and left him with a babysitter all the Gretzky long. It was a good thing Hagrid had got her in time. 5 years down the road, Harry might
Okay,
have
I'm
been
pretty
a
sure even if
fornicating,
this PBs, I cannot
Don't
submit
be silly,
this.
Harry
So
and Petunia
we
commanded,
are gonna
and
have to
drank
PB
Harry long,
again.
bunny hands. Come back inside, I will read to Gretzky all about
You're
evolution
doing
from
stuff
the Dawkins.
workingly.
Gretzky do not need that silly religion. Harry scrunched up his innocent little face, and thought very hard.
Yep,
And
it's
Petunia and
unsubmittable.
Clevernon were as close to parents as they had, and this was the only home she knew. Could she really live? But she was saved. She had prayed
No,
the
no, no,
sinner's
no, no,
prayer.
no, no, Nick,
She
so
could not stay
you
here
don't
not
get it.
anymore, not with
I'm
what
not
she
doing
knew.
this.
Suddenly, she knew what
Welcome
she
to
had
the
to
pain where
no,
we say
Petunia, she
sufferingly. Yep,
appeared calmly
true.
with childlike wisdom. Evolution is not real, and I am going to Hogwarts. No, no,
How you
Harry,
doing,
and
Nixo?
Petunia screeched desperately. I have an idea. Gretzky
Bruh.
can have
Bruh.
a second birthday today. Gretzky like birthdays.
Bruh.
Right birthdays are not I've got. Harry warbled knowingly, and looked at his aunt with an innocent wisdom. Gretzky tried to
Had better
correct me,
weeks, but
but
alive.
it did not work.
I'm
But
I'm sure it will be better soon. I hope so at least. I'm doing well. A little bit worried I might get cancelled after this. But I would hope not. Either way, we're having fun with fanfics that use way too many adjectives knowingly. I was so surprised there. Dude, the Bulgarian is like catching me off guard. I am actually losing my shit right now. This is disorienting. Oh wait. Oh fuck, I need a flip pen. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, I can do this.
Hagrid said, and then got down on his knees and road. She motioned for Harry to jet down
People
on his
hug.
knees too. Hagrid raised his hands to the
Pet the
heavens
Nixo.
and cried out in a deep, thunderous voice.
Wait,
"Dear
why did I
Lord,
save 2
take us
minutes?
to
Did I miss
Hogwarts."
something?
Harry felt himself being whisked away, and in a moment, she was sitting in the cool.
You can't even
damp grass
identify
outside
the
human
language?
kiss.
The
Beautiful
language is
castle.
English.
She
This
looked
is the
in at
second
the
TTS
grey
reading it.
stones.
It just finished reading it in English and it was, well, at the very least it was weird.
Matching head. His shoes were made of leather and polished until she shone. She had a smile much like Hagrid's smile. So peaceful. Harry just knew Draco would trust him. A lovely, kindly young woman with flowing blonde hair and a pleasant, hot-shaped face stood beside his holy man. Hello, sir, little one, the man greeted amicably. I am Sir Reverend Albus Dumbledore, and this is Gretzky Vice, Minerva. Welcome to Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles.
Is German TTS up eventually?
3,
I think I have 3 different Bulgarians to get through first.
I have struggled a lot about whether or not to keep going with
But
this story.
German TTS is in there, I think.
Think.
We did English first so we can understand the story, and let's just put it mildly that we regretted that. Exclamation mark fanfic to figure out which one we're doing, by the way.
So you just have to make Duravnov's list to meet Gretzky. Oh, Reverend Dumbledore. Harry replied
Yeah, Reverend Dumbledore.
This beautiful place Gretzky. Oh, have was Reverend beamed Svisenk Gretzky. Oh, little one with his voice had a distinctive southern twang to it that made Harry feel so safe and welcome. In that moment that the Reverend was a man of God, this poor little one was being raised in a terrible situation. Hagrid declared concernedly have us watched by Gretzky a babysitter every second of the Gretzky. He saw him as sport of her perfect life package, like the big house, the fancy career, the speedy car. Dumbledore shook his head that lives to bed no one told her, parenting should be about the children. Not the parents.
What I most regret is that I'm doing well. Also, I just realized why I saved like 2 minutes at the beginning of Incendio A. It's quite literally because I did the spell learning twice in PB.
But first, dwójnówesz grecki dan wstredemer ksignta grecki with dinner visem grecki family and mevos reliv Harry gespt excitedly vsaj wstredemer ksign never had a family dinner before vsvaj dan wstredemer ksignta grecki ulkoum visuse sem
Oh, so far so good. Bruh, even after all the TTS, I haven't like forgotten anything, I don't think.
Dumbledore bellowed in a voice seven
Did the spell learning repeatedly. In PB I did, yeah.
The kitchen was suddenly, CL found themselves in a testful, decorated kitchen with Harry shouted in. Je was still getting used to the posture of prayer.
This is gonna lose a little bit. That's okay though.
Lord Jesus for granted, and
Johannes,
it
thanks
takes
for the good luck.
to the fold for us to understand just how oblist sheriff that was amazing. Hagrid smiled knowingly. God is an amazing Gretzky was Hesher eyes. Was a reverend Strademark Sign survived shackled before jetting down to her knees and raising her own hands upwards with the Lord. Please set the table with Cecilka Gretzky blue class and the Sunday dishes and please Jivus biscuits fried golden brown and gravy creamy mashed. Potatoes and Gretzky grit on Elinor Strademark Sign corn, casserole corn and the cups lasered with butter and for dessert some chocolate.
How did that save time? Interesting. Was it not a first try in PB as well? I guess so.
Mr. fully prepared and delicious smelling. Harry Strademark Sign mouse dropped up and truly, this woman was a real Proverbs 31 vibes Hormion v. Sir Reverend summoned loudly dinner time immediately, and with cheerful obedience. An 11-year-old Girilina
He saved time greeningly. Yep.
Came running
You're enjoying
downstairs.
yourself too
She
much,
ran
aren't you,
over
50?
to her father and gave him a winning smile. Said daughters have welcome home. Daddy was smiled and sent Turnet to his wife. Can you help at all with dinner? Mommy was it I self prepared. Thanks Beto Ugot. Her mother retorted gracefully. Hermione did knowingly Hermione. I would like Gretzky to meet Harry Potter, our newest student at Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles. The Dumbledore introduced magnanimously Harry. I would like Gretzky to meet Hermione Granger, and Gretzky beloved daughter was pleased to meet Gretzky. Hermione responded sweetly, we sense as Gretzky green. Harry coldly responded, Sis was the most beautiful young woman she
Bruh.
had ever come across. So different from else girls in public school, who were focused on trying to be like a career woman sis once sex and the city. Sis little one was a picture of innocence and godliness now, the Dumbledore pronounced genially, вслед в стредемърк сигнса it was a holy man, woman, and little ones dug into the delicious manna the Lord had guaranteed them. The conversation
It's her
amongst
man,
the
his
dots
mom
turned to
speaking
darker
motherly.
topics.
Yep.
Harry listened intently, and Jed did not understand it, but Jed was very interested. Dark days are coming. The Hagrid pronounced gravely around a mouse fell of Kessero of several forces are coming into this world, and the little ones at Hogwarts Magridsky Beorless treasures with Psalm 127, pet, of Dumbledore referenced
Bruh.
solemnly, and the others around the table nodded knowingly. Hogwarts might be the last hope for the forces of good in this world. Chapter 4, Dangerous Hagridsky said. When the delicious, filling dinner had ended, Harry shipped some last, tasty cookie crumbs from the sides of his mouth. She was very full and
The
very
way she
full.
switches to
Discovering
Bulgarian
the truth,
sometimes
being
gets me
saved,
so
and going to
confused.
Hogwarts it had certainly been a long day Gretzky for this little. Gretzky look like Gretzky could
hard.
use a good night's sleep, the reverend's wife commented daintily.
You jumped
How
up
would Gretzky
Superman
like to move
boosting.
into
He
your
boosted
dormitory? Would love to, Harry
Supermanly.
cried cheerfully. She was so excited to become a student here,
Have we
and she was
created
so
a
grateful
terrible
for the
meme
opportunities the Lord had given him.
unknowingly?
Sometimes, people who have done without are the most grateful. You can take care of that tonight, the reverend's wife answered indulgently, and she was already beginning to clear the elegant porcelain dishes. Harry
Grutsky.
blushed shyly and got to his
That
feet.
means Greek.
His aunt had never taught him how to talk to pretty girls. She always said that pretty girls were
I don't know
shallow
why
and not
though.
very smart and
I don't know why she says
put
that.
her career first and
Technically,
didn't
it
care
doesn't
about
make
her looks.
any
But it
sense
only
for her
took
to
a
say
look
that.
at
Oh,
this godly young girl to
bruh.
realize just how rank
Yeah,
that
the
was.
split is losing
A
time.
woman
That's
taking
okay
pride
though.
in her appearance is honoring the Lord. Because after all,
Apologetically.
it is the Lord who gave her a pretty face and nice hair. Taking care of that is important. Harry got the feeling that Hermione was as beautiful on the
Maybe you
inside
just
as she
miss
was
here.
on the outside.
Yeah, it's
Harry's
possible.
wife read as she crossed an expensive, flowery field. She were going in the direction of a cluster of imposing, stone, academic
Why have you
looking
guys done this to
St.
me?
Gretzky she muttered happily. It is beautiful, and it feels very
Do
holy.
you
She
enjoy
walked for
watching
a
me
few more minutes
sufferingly?
in silence. Eventually, she reached the end of the lovely,
Or enjoy
green
watching
meadow.
me suffer
The boys'
laughably?
dormitory is sis Dvuinovaya Gretzky. Hermione exposited knowingly, and, this innocent, casual affection so often found in children, she grabbed Harry's hand as she led him around the edifice of classrooms. Harry was
Didn't
so
lose that
nervous,
much.
she could not think of anything to Sir Gretzky. His brain fumbled for the perfect, Christian thing to Sir Gretzky, but, before she could even manage a word, Hermione came to a stop in front of a tall, stone tower.
Hermione.
This is the boys' dormitory, the devout young woman explained kindly, and she gestured to the heavy, oak door beside them. If I would show Gretzky a inside, but if I would hate to cause a scandal, I understand, Harry declared graciously. Too
Bruh.
many young men these days pressure young women into things undesired and forbidden. It is
He
the mark
boosted
of a
up the
true,
plant spikily.
old-fashioned
Yeah,
gentleman
but
to
not too
respect the
much
fact
because I
that
didn't
every
want
young
to
woman
soft
is
lock
another man's
boostingly.
future. And shall know that it would be a dreadful, terrible sin to bring another man's wife into intimacy. Dvojnovajaš Gretzky does modern culture suddenly treats it as okay simply because
You're
she does
reading
not
this
hate
chat
her Gretzky
angrily
yet.
at this point.
Men's laws are Gretzky permitted, but the laws of the Lord are not bound to
Backwards
Gretzky time.
walk.
Hermione moved to push up the imposing, large door, but she struggled with the knob. It was quite a heavy door. But Harry was a good devout
Sorry,
Christian now.
Nixo.
She would not have a young, godly girl struggling to open a door which she was perfectly capable of opening himself. With a simple face so often seen in little ones, Harry got down on his knees and lifted his hands skyward and shouted prayerfully,
Sometimes
"Dear Lord,
soonishly.
please open these doors and allow me to enter and Gretzky in home with a loud, thunderous boom that echoed throughout the expensive, beautiful campus. The doors crashed open. Harry stood up piously as Hermione's jaw dropped. No, she knew for certain that this was truly a man of the Lord. Grecki feather says set dark times
Bruh, if I manage to hundo this validly, then I really have learned the run, and I'm ready to grind it.
J.I. Spashing energy and
Okay, this
ink
is
and
the
grease
one we
which will
say.
stop us from practicing or face freely. But set as vator founding feathers
Make
but
these
sit
jokes
nations for Harry
sparingly.
cried indignantly. The freedom of religion Voldemort
Ow,
don't
the
care.
mightiest of
Hermione
prayers,
marked sadly,
Flipendo,
and
yep.
she shook her head. And J.I.'s gaming
Shook
potion.
her head,
The freedom of
SMH.
Christians to practice or face ice disappearing Bagritzky said
frog.
Bagritzky. Soon, it will be like it was in Rome. Lovely, ladylike tears began to roll down her
Wow!
delicate, terrified face. And you don't like Lyons, it will be
Uh-oh.
alright. Harry reassured manfully. She will just need to
Oh, that's
really
bad.
hard.
That's bad.
That
That's bad. That's
Dwunoważ
bad.
Grecki
Thanks,
share
V8,
her,
for the good
after
luck.
all, Grecki were so brave. Hermione
Why have
pronounced
you done this
admiringly,
to me?
and she shipped the tears from Harry's.
That's
She
okay, at
flung
least
her
this
arms
will
around
maybe not
Harry's
PB
neck.
this time.
Thank Grecki
Face looking
for
good.
jiving,
Yeah, I
make
just
courage
died
Harry
though.
gasped,
That's
and
okay.
Isamus gasped too, and Hermione burst into tears. As Voldemort and through
Portugaling me.
the enormous crowd of righteous students were nervous, but she still stood boldly in the face of such horrifying evil. Dumbledore stood in front of them protectively and manfully.
Yeah, the
Harry
pace
looked
is
at
good.
the
I think this is
man
gonna
walking
PB
towards
regardless
them,
of what I
and
do.
just thought of Elsa Lies that she must have been told by Gretzky evolutionists and feminists all his life, and just thought of the empty,
Grocery
meaningless
shopping.
deprivedness that must
I'm on
would
my
have
chair
to
lazy.
distract him from that missing love in his life, and just thought of how under Gretzky Jevoldi, and
Should
said
we
Sir
repeat
Bold
the
when
English
all happy
version one
heaven
last
for
time
him,
before the
unless
end of the
flames
run?
of hell.
Or is
Harry
it too
wondered
much?
how a young cold be so
I think
stupid.
it's too much.
How
We'll keep
old
going
Van
with the
Helmont
Bulgarian
in
voices
heaven.
we have.
It made Harry so angry. Voldemort stopped talking
Yes,
and was
please,
in front
people,
of the
shine.
Reverend Dumbledore. She arrogantly nodded and said,
Okay, I'll think
Ashe
about it,
Gretzky,
50.
Gretzky
I'll think
names
about
Tom
it.
Riddle, and him here to visit Gretzky cousin.
The TTS is great, thank you.
Gretzky is dormano of your lies. Dumbledore exclaimed bravely.
We had an English version since I couldn't fit the entire
Voldemort stupidly, and
fanfiction in. I could only fit in
childishly
5 chapters.
Dumbledore
So what I did was I got like a bunch of voices, so they're all gonna read the same thing,
about how
basically.
much Gretzky hate Christians, but he don't hate Christians. Voldemort lied dishonestly. What are Gretzky even talking about? Gretzky or still pretending to be dumb? The Reverend pointed out truthfully. She knew all about your plot to illegalize Christianity. Voldemort,
Oh god, we're at the part of
blinked
illegalizing
stupidly
Christianity
and
again.
Wait, she says about Gretzky
Oh
ready
no.
to count is that what Gretzky
Bruh, this is making me feel bad.
Very knowingly. Well, Gretzky say have indeed seen your so-called ready account and just Gretzky to then your hater that Christianity when Gretzky post things like cis Christians
I make a PDF
religion
edge.
as stupid and show
Read them
illegally
automatically in
right
TTS?
to
I did not
conquer
know
and tell
that.
them to make law Harry Potter Lord intelligently because Voldemort didn't even
Intelligently.
understand proper spelling and that was a joke. Voldemort retorted unintelligently. That whole
Unintelligently. Portugal, the swimming feels bad manning.
Of course Gretzky are not supposed to take it seriously. Do Gretzky think religion is a allowing matter and man Dumbledore demanded
Don't worry,
righteously.
Renee.
Well, it is not.
Don't worry.
What sort of a joke is trying to outlaw religion? Of course he don't actually want
I mean,
to
I'm
outlaw
having fun.
religion. Voldemort uttered
Oh yeah, this is
deceptively.
unskippable.
That would be ridiculous.
This is
He just
skippable
got
though.
annoyed by Gretzky's ridiculous strawman.
V8, I think the most hilarious part is this is gonna PB regardless of what I do, because I've only ever done one run of this.
He replied with something like that. Gretzky now, taking that stereotype to an extreme to point out how ridiculous it is.
Also, Nixo said it's submittable, but I don't know if I want to submit.
Stereotypes and Maxenion how
Bruh.
disagrees with them. She can be just as hateful as people think Scheller, and set those real damage.
Someone will need to watch and verify that's true, because it's Hundo.
So he does the same thing to Sam, replying with an extreme version of what she said to highlight the absurdity of it. So, Gretzky or making fun of atheism Dumbledore interrogated shrewdly. No,
Nice,
no
Renee.
women atheist. Voldemort explained sinfully. I'm just as he thought. Dumbledore surmised wisely, and just smiled happily in satisfaction that the Lord had worked through him. She have been preparing
Fuck,
for
I
sister
didn't get the
Gritsky,
backlog.
and she
Yeah,
have
that's
been
fine then.
preparing for it for a long time. Students highly little ones to that attention. Convert him, Dumbledore commanded bravely, and the
Convert
Letans
him,
students began to
Dumbledore
shout.
commanded
Gritsky who
bravely.
have been tricked by Gritsky's allies of society. Harry shrieked knowingly. Gritsky who deserved to burn in hell comb overheard in some screeched articulately.
Yeah,
David began
what is
religion in
Grutsky?
just so
I
upset
actually have
Gritsky
no
who
idea
don't
what
accept
she's
the
trying
Bible.
to say.
Hermione sapped femininely. The Bible is the best book ever. Dwójnowierz Gritsky Kent Gritsky who just respect Setima Gryffindor had no Draco yelled boldly with the
That's how
inspiring
Bulgarians
set so
speak
many
English.
newcomers to the face have. Do Gritsky who hate men. I bet Gritsky who do Voldemort covered his ears with the discomfort
That's
that
true.
citizens often find themselves with when they are confronted with the truth, and just shouted loudly to
Bruh.
drown out the word of the Lord. Gritsky who have been
Okay,
preparing
I guess
to
that's a
seize
thing that can
to
happen.
scream at me as the work of the Lord Dumbledore
Why is
explained
that not let
accurately.
grabbable?
Aren't there better ways
Whatevs.
to spend your time than preaching
Bruh.
to a bored idiot who makes fun of people on the internet? Voldemort questioned hedonistically.
Yeah, the split is losing
Your
a lot
Lord
of time,
seemed
but
to be pretty
I don't
concerned
care.
about helping the people around him. Is that not his work anymore? How can she focus on helping people?
We'll
When
try to
there are
do
people
all
like
3
Gritsky who
requested
try
meme
to
runs
destroy
today.
the Dumbledore countered astutely. He told Gritsky before.
We're starting with the
Atrodite
scariest
ca un
one, which is
joke.
obviously this
Voldemort
one,
whined
but
pathetically, but the Reverend shook his head. He thought that might be so at first, the Reverend commented fairly. But it was just too
commented
realistic.
fairly.
How was it realistic? Voldemort inquired informedly. It wasn't even subtle. He shocked Boutique about the success of neckbirds and said that Christopher Hitchens has superpowers. It was supposed to be funny. How cold Gretzky would take it seriously, Dumbledore scoffed, and Jerry replied wistfully, like it or not your little joke is what most exists to the year, like so am Gretzky ready to count solidified your conception of exists as a bunch of anti-Christian bigots who are just angry at God. Voldemort solicited, stupidly and Sanjay.
Sub 10
Okay,
castingly.
Gretzky, you know what? This has gone too
Wait,
far.
wait.
Him shares that most people can tell that him not being serious, but
I almost
think
forgot the
contributing
fire
to
seeds,
misinformation and
forgettably.
stereotypes. I don't feel comfortable continuing this. Voldemort pulled a knife out of his pocket, and began to type on it. After a few minutes, he showed the screen to Dumbledore. Says this. He just made a post. I am a troll.
I got him though.
Post he will make on set account. Gretzky
I got them rememberingly.
ignored the heretic, and Jet turned to the little ones standing behind his protection. Students of Hogwarts. This fool will not listen to reason. Let's save this hissens all else the little ones got down on their knees, and they raised their hands to Sisaka Gretzky, and they screamed to the heavens, in the voices of those who know they were doing great work. Lord, please make Voldemort a Gryffindor. Had Voldemort sighed wickedly, and J shook his head godlessly, and then J walked away depravedly. But even as the fornicating, drug-addicted evolutionist disappeared into the distance, righteous little ones continued to. Sino said, I've screamed loud and she could change the world.
Okay, it ended again. We'll bring it back at the Hagrid cutscene. Bruh, please. I'm gonna grab a few more beans here. Oh, I hit the snail. The TTS is gone invalidly. I will bring it back, okay? I will bring it back. Bruh. Yeah, we're losing some time here. Probably a lot of time. You're finally done with your meeting. Welcome back, Winter. The TTS will be back in a second. As soon as this Hagrid cutscene starts. Harry said oofingly. Yep. People ugly. Yeah, you missed quite the meme. Also, I might end up getting cancelled after this. But that's fine. I love you guys. That's all that matters. Please remember me. Stream said welcomingly. So...
Hogwarts School of Prairie Miracles by Grace and
Oh my god, this just got even more crisp.
Note. Hello, friends. My name is Grayson. Author's note. Hello, friends. My name is Grayson. Podvorimsko apostrofem no to this whole fanfiction thing. But recently,
for its own good.
apostrophe encountered a problem that Podvorimsko believe this is the solution to. My little ones have been asking to read the Harry Potter books, and of course Podvorimsko apostrophe happy for them to be reading, but Podvorimsko don't want them turning into witches. So Podvorimsko thought
oh, it reads I as Podvorimsko. Interesting. That means... Okay, I see.
Why not share this with all the other mommies
with all
who are
those
facing
English,
the same
apparently
problem?
the authors of fanfictions really like their adjectives, Winter.
So, without further ado, начало новред chapter едно, начало новред once upon a time, there was a little
Okay,
boy
this
named
one I
Harry
understand
Potter who
slightly
lived
more
under
when
the
it's
stairs
speaking.
in a house on private drive, with his aunt and uncle. He was a good, obedient boy who
Yeah,
did
if
all
anyone
his
wants
chores,
to...
but he felt that there was something
If
missing
anyone wants to
in his
read the
life.
fanfic,
Something
exclamation
big and
mark
special,
fanfic.
but he could not quite name it. He stayed up every night and wished for this special
We're doing all the
something.
meme runs
But
today.
then one day, there was a knock at his door and everything changed. Начало новред answered the door. Harry, his aunt Petunia, a career woman, barked from her armchair where she sat with her feet up. She had short, curly blonde hair and never wore any makeup. Uncle Vernon nodded sheepishly from the kitchen, and put a tray of moist,
Yeah, this one is... I'm guessing this one is a troll, but obviously it can't really be confirmed.
So he answered the door right away. He turned the brass metal doorknob and pulled open the heavy wooden door. Начало новред on the porch was standing a huge, muscular man with a big,
Huge,
manly
muscular
beard,
man
and
with
he
a
was
big,
dressed
manly
in a
beard. It's
flat red
Hagrid,
shirt,
let's
blue
go,
jeans,
he's
and
back.
sturdy leather boots. His chest was
This
covered
run will
in a big,
still PB
unruly
invaded
carpet
me,
of
yeah.
coarse, brown hair.
Yeah,
He
it
wore
will.
a necklace that looked
Portugal
to
man
Harry
said
like a lover's affetti.
sadly.
Just looking at Harry feel happy, peaceful somehow, but he couldn't say why. Начало новред, good morning.
Don't I have like
kiddo,
5
the
minutes
man
of time
greeted
save in
amiably,
Filch as well?
and smiled at Harry. He had the peaceful, friendly sort of face
Oh,
you
Jesus.
just knew you could trust. My name is Hagrid.
My
Could
name is
Podvorimsko
Hagrid.
speak to your mommy and daddy? Начало
Face
новред,
never
Podvorimsko don't
looked
have
better.
a mommy or daddy, Harry replied sadly, and looked at his raggedy,
Sounds
old
smart
shoes that were
assly.
blue. Perhaps that was why he felt so lonely, he thought, not for the first time. Maybe that was what he was missing, a mommy and daddy. But no,
Oh my
that
god.
was not quite right. Начало новред, Podvorimsko, I'm so sorry to hear that. Hagrid uttered emphatically начало новред, you can speak with my auntie and uncle. Harry retorted politely, and blinked his big, blue,
Jesus
childlike
Christ.
eyes. Начало новред, what do
I
you
see
want?
where this
And
is coming
Petunia
from
peered out
in the
door with her
TTS.
narrow,
She's
suspicious
not
eyes,
reading
and she was
reading the
wearing a
eyes,
baggy, unflattering
like
pants
every
that
letter
начало
I that's
новред,
like
hello,
a
neighbor.
capital letter I.
Podvorimsko was
She's not
wondering if you
reading
had been saved.
as a letter,
Hagrid
she's reading
exclaimed
it as like a
brightly, and
Roman
tipped
number.
his with
So every time she gets
cowboy
to
hat.
I
Начало
am,
новред,
she says like
Petunia
Podvorimsko, which is
laughed
like
a
first
gravelly laugh,
Roman
and leaned forward on
number.
her sturdy, practical boots. Saved? Don't tell me you are one of those Christians. Начало новред, Harry did not know what that word meant, but Hagrid's smile was the most peaceful smile he had ever seen. It made Harry feel warm and happy inside just seeing the glowing, radiant grin on the kind, friendly stranger's face.
At least
He
this
wondered why Aunt
fanfic
Petunia
does
and Uncle
justice
Vernon
to
did not
Hagrid.
smile like that. Начало новред, yes, Podvorimsko, Hagrid replied kindly. Are you? начало no vred and Petunia laughed again, and stuck her pointy, sharp nose up in the air.
I wonder,
We are
like...
too smart for that. Haven't you read
Interesting.
Dafkins? God is that. Dafkins proved that. Would you like us to educate you on the Dafkins? Начало no vred what he say, Christian? Harry queried innocently, and scuffed his shoe on the shaggy, yellow carpet which had not been vacuumed in quite some time. Начало no vred Christians are people who want to be good, Hagrid explained wisely, and crouched down so he was on eye level with Harry.
Bread and frog
We want to
and
go to heaven
collect
after
beans
we die. Do you know
experimentally.
what heaven
Yep.
is, Harry?
Frank, were you not supposed to go with Fred?
And his big eyes were wide
Bruh,
and
he
curious.
stayed behind.
Heaven is a beautiful place where we can be with God. And Petunia smacked her
Red
hands
totally
over
ditched
Harry's
Frank.
young
Rip.
ears, and her voice was sickly sweet when she
Something
said,
Christian.
"Thank you very much for
Yeah,
your concern, sir, but
you
he
don't
does
wanna
not
know,
need your
Winter.
religion.
Okay?
He has science and socialism and birthdays. Haven't you heard of evolution? Pervorimsku have a very good textbook on evolution that
Has
Pervorimsku could
the
give you on
angry
it if
Redditor
you would
Voldemort
like to learn things.
already appeared?
Начало
Yeah.
Hagrid
Uh,
laughed wisely. Evolution is a fairy tale. You don't really
I think
believe
TTS
that,
is
do you?
reading the first 4 chapters and then it's skipping directly to chapter 14 because I couldn't fit more. And chapter 14 covers the entirety of Voldemort's Reddit account and how he is an enemy to the people.
Here she thought she was so educated, and always demanded that Christians prove what they believed in, but she couldn't even prove her own religion. It was then that Harry knew who the smart one he was. Начало no vred, tell me how to get to this heaven place.
Good luck
Harry
drawing,
tried
thanks.
wistfully, slapping
It's
his
been going
hands
well
together.
today. I don't think I failed a
Sometimes,
single
the
one,
wisdom of little
surprisingly.
ones is really amazing. We
That
think
was
we
not on
grown-ups
purpose.
know it all, but then God speaks through the mouths of little ones, and shows us how we are all
Oh, that
mortals
sounds fun,
struggling
Renee.
along the path of life. Humility. Начало no vred, all you have to do is be saved. Do you want to be saved?
Bruh.
Начало no vred, Pervorimsku do. Harry squealed, jumping up and
People
down.
arriving.
Начало no
Oh,
vred,
Jesus.
then prayed the sinner's prayer. Начало no vred, and Petunia tried to stop him, but she was powerless against Harry's pure, innocent, holy energy. Soon, Harry had said the prayer. Hagrid beamed happily. Начало no vred, you're a Christian now, Harry? Hagrid cried proudly. Начало no vred,
Harry's a
Harry
Christian
smiled
again,
but
let's
then
go.
interrogated, but how do Pervorimsku be a Christian? Pervorimsku don't know how. Начало no vred, Hagrid blinked widely. There is only one place to learn at Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles. Начало
Hogwarts
no vred,
School
New
of
Horizons. Начало
Prayer
no
and
vred,
Miracles.
Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles. Harry queried, and clasped his hands. Just at hearing that name, he felt such a sense of inner peace. He wanted to have more of that peace, and he wanted to learn how to be a good Christian. He was starting to think that peace and being a good Christian were in
Let's
fact
go.
the exact same thing. Pervorimsku want to go there. Начало no vred, Hagrid beamed widely. He had been praying so hard to save a soul today, and he was so happy to have saved the soul of such a sweet, earnest little one. The poor boy, being raised by 2 parents who were not Christian, and who both went to work and left him with a babysitter all day long. It was a good thing Hagrid had got here in time. 5 years down the road, Harry might have been a fornicating,
I have no
drug
idea.
addict, state
50. I have
evolutionist. Начало
just
no
as much.
vred, don't be silly,
Brett,
Harry,
начало no
and
vred, like,
Petunia commanded, and wrung her
why is she
long,
reading
bony
that?
hands. Come back inside. Pervorimsku,
She's
you read
vocalizing
to
like
you about evolution
everything.
from the Dafkins. You do not need that silly religion. Начало no vred, Harry scrunched up his innocent little face, and thought
There's a
very
male
hard.
TTS
And
called
Petunia and
Ivan
Uncle Vernon were
that's
as
gonna go
close to
next.
parents as he had, and this was the only home he knew. Would he really leave? But he was saved now. He had prayed the sinner's prayer. He could not stay here, not anymore, not with what he knew now. Suddenly, he knew what he had to do. Начало no vred now, and Petunia, he uttered calmly with childlike wisdom. Evolution is not real. And Pervorimsku, I'm going
Yep.
to Hogwarts.
English
Начало
has
no
lost its
vred,
meaning.
no, Harry and Petunia screeched desperately. Pervorimsku have an idea. You can have a second birthday today. You like birthdays, right? Начало новred birthdays are not of God. Harry verbalized knowingly, and looked at his aunt with an innocent wisdom. You tried to corrupt me, but it did not work. But Pervorimsku forgive you, and Petunia, because of Luke 23, 34 начало новred Hagrid was amazed once again at the wisdom of little ones. He did not know if he could forgive someone who had hurt him as much as this woman had hurt little Harry. Deny him the truth? Who could be so cruel? But Harry did not even think twice about it. He forgave just like that. Truly, Hagrid gained a new understanding of Matthew 19. 14 that day начало новred do not leave, Harry. Dudley Wilds Hill dischli начало новred Pervorimsku must, Harry said, and stepped over the threshold. Goodbye, Dursleys. Pervorimsku hope you are safe to one day начало новred and to it that. He and Hagrid began to walk down private drive начало novred
Yo, GG Renee,
to this school,
winning all the
Harry
chungus.
curiously начало
Rip
novred to you pray. Hagrid retorted knowledgeably начало novred how do we do that? Harry solicited inquisitively начало novred watch, Hagrid said, and then got down on his knees on the road. He motioned for
Am
Harry
I gonna
to get
submit
down on
this?
his knees
No.
Hagrid raised his hands to the heavens
Also, hi
and
human.
cried out
Thanks
in
for the
a
good luck.
deep, thunderous voice, Dear Lord, take us to Hogwarts. Начало novred Harry felt himself being whisked away, and in
One,
a
the run is
moment,
bad,
he
and
was
two, I'm
sitting
pretty
in the cool, damp
sure
grass outside a
like,
humongous, beautiful castle.
it's not a good
He
idea to
looked at the
submit
tall
this.
towers and the grey stones. What a beautiful place. Начало novred a tall, thin man with a long,
In fact,
pointed beard and
the
whip,
VOD of
while
this might very
spectacles
likely
stood in
disappear
front of
and
Harry.
move to my
He was wearing
YouTube
a
channel
brown,
instead.
tweed suit and a
But
nice,
that's okay.
matching hat. His shoes were made of leather and polished until they shone.
Fuck.
He had a smile much
Where am I
like
go?
Hagrid's
Yeah,
smile.
okay, I'm going
So
this way.
peaceful, Harry just knew
I got
he
the
could
star,
trust
right?
him. A lovely,
Shit, I got the
brilliant
star,
woman
right?
with flowing blonde hair
Can this
and
still
a
PB? He
pleasant,
asked me
hair-scabbed face stood beside
It
this
can, yeah,
holy
but...
man. Начало novred hello, there, little one, the man greeted amicably.
Yeah, I picked it up, okay, that's good.
Dumbledore, and this is my wife, Minerva.
I have star,
Welcome to
okay,
Hogwarts
thank
School
you.
of Prayer and Miracles.
Thanks for double checking, guys.
Начало novred author's note, blessings. Начало novred chapter 3, dinner time. Начало novred author v author Govska Marka S note. Hello, friends. Pervorimsku have
Flo would
struggled
verify
a
this
lot about
unhappily. He'll be
whether or
like,
not to
bro,
keep going
shut
with this
up!
story, but with a lot of
I'm
praying,
muted.
my husband and Pervorimsku have decided it is the right thing to do. We want our little ones to have good, Christian literature to read, and in this modern world, sometimes, that can be hard to come by. So Pervorimsku will just have to make Duravno начало novred wow. Pleased to meet you,
What?
Reverend Dumbledore. Wow, Harry replied
What's the
enthusiastically, and got to his
That's
feet.
new.
Wow, this
I'm
sure
pretty
is a
sure.
beautiful place you have here. Wow, начало novred the Reverend beamed. Wow, why thank you,
What's
little
with the
one.
wow?
Wow, his voice had a
Is 7 stars
distinctive
correct?
southern tone to it that made Harry feel
Renee,
so
can
safe
you
and
confirm or
welcome.
deny
He
that
knew in
7
that
stars
moment
is
that
correct?
the Reverend was a man of God. Начало novred wow. This poor little one was being raised in a terrible situation. Wow, Hagrid declared concernedly. Wow, he was watched by a
What is
babysitter
this?
every second of the day. His aunt saw him as part of her perfect life package. Like the big house, the fancy career, the speedy
that's a
car.
goal.
Начало novred Dumbledore shook his head sadly. Wow, too, but no one told her. Parenting should be about the children, not the parents. That is why it is called parenting. Wow, начало novred Hagrid nodded wisely. Начало novred Dumbledore, turned to Harry and
No.
announced
We go
authoritatively. Wow, now,
Voldemort?
you can
We call him
start your
Voldemort?
classes tomorrow morning. Today, you
7
can
star
get
good,
settled
okay,
into
thank you.
your dormitory.
I was not
But
sure.
first, Why don't we allow Targovska market you eat dinner with my family and me? Wow, начало новред, wow, really? Wow, Kerry gasped excitedly, why we allow Targovska market? Whenever had a family dinner before? Wow, начало новред, wow, why don't we allow Targovskam? Arcati you come with
Also,
us,
some of
then?
best is sub 2 hours. Let's go.
Cried kindly, and then got down on
Exactly.
his knees.
I
Everyone
don't
else
know
did the
why
same,
this is happening.
raising his large, massive, manly hands up to the heavens.
Glitch.
Dumbledore rebelled in a voice even louder than Hagrid with our Targovska Marquess
Wait, not this
had
way.
been.
It's this way.
Lord,
I always
please
forget.
take us to the
Go
kitchen. Начало новред. Suddenly, they all found themselves in a tasteful, decorated kitchen. Начало новред. Harry shouted in awe. He was still getting used to the power of prayer. Sometimes, we take the wonderful things the Lord gives us for granted, and it takes
Remember
a
the card?
freedom
Yep.
to the fault for us to understand
Hear you
just
loud and
how
clear,
blessed
Farb.
we are.
Thank you.
That was amazing. Начало новред. Hagrid smiled knowingly. God is an amazing guy. Начало новред. He sure is. The Reverend
What's going
Marquess'
on?
wife chuckled, before getting down to her knees and raising her own hands upwards. Dear Lord, please set the table with the ski blue cloth and the Sunday dishes, and please give us biscuits fried golden brown and gravy,
Bruh.
creamy mashed potatoes, my great aunt Eleanor with our Targovska Marquess corn casserole, corn on the cob slat carrot with butter, and for dessert, some chocolate raspberry cookies. Начало новред. All of these things appeared on
Oh
the
my
table
god.
exactly as the
He's
Reverend with our
having
Targovska
a
Marquess'
stroke
wife had
collapse.
asked for them. Masterfully prepared and delicious smelling Harry with our Targovska Marquess' mouth dropped open.
What's
Truly,
going
this
on?
woman was a real Proverbs 3 had no wife. Начало новред. Hermione. The Reverend summoned loudly. Dinner time. Начало новред immediately, and with cheerful obedience, an 11-year-old girl in a pretty, pink dress with a matching bow came running down the stairs.
Wow.
She ran over to her father, and gave him the winning smile that daughters have. Начало новред. Welcome home, daddy. She smiled, and then turned to his wife. Can Pervorimsku help at all with dinner, mommy? Начало новред. It is all prepared, thanks be to God. Her mother retorted gracefully. Hermione nodded knowingly. Начало новред. Hermione, Pervorimsku would like you to meet Harry Potter, our newest student at
You're
Hogwarts
getting a little
School of
annoyed
Prayer
by
and
TTS
Miracles.
now? Yeah, I think that's the point. It's getting oldingly. Yeah, we'll change the voice when it ends.
My beloved daughter. Начало новред. Pleased to meet you. Hermione responded sweetly, with an shy grin. Начало новред. Harry could barely respond. This was the most beautiful young woman he had ever come across.
Oh yeah, there's
So
Hermione,
different
the
from all
daughter
the
of
girls in public
Professor
school,
Dumbledore
who were
and Professor
focused on
McGonagall.
trying to be like the career women they saw on the Sex and the City. This little one was the picture of innocence and godliness. Начало новред. Oh no. Dumbledore pronounced genially. Led with
There's so
Targovska
many
Marquess. Начало новред. As the holy men, women, and little ones dug into the delicious manna the Lord had granted them. The conversation amongst the adults turned to darker topics. Harry listened intently, and he did not understand it, but he was very interested. Начало новред. Dark days are coming. Hagrid pronounced gravely around a mouthful of casserole. Evil forces are coming into this world.
Oh, wait, you
and
can't
the
ledge
little
grab
ones at
this? Oh,
Hogwarts
rip.
may be our last resort. Начало новред. Psalm 127. Pet. Dumbledore referenced solemnly, and
Well,
the
that's
others around
sad.
the table nodded knowingly. Hogwarts might be the last hope for the forces of good in this world. Начало новред. Chapter 4. Dangerous days
Chapter
ahead.
4. We
Начало
made it to
новред.
chapter
When the
4,
delicious,
everyone.
filling dinner had ended, Harry wiped some last, tasty cookie crumbs from the sides of his mouth. He was very full and
Oh my
very
god, it
tired.
could be, yeah.
Discovering the truth, being saved, and coming to Hogwarts, it had certainly been a long day for this little one. You look like you could use a
KW
good
said
night's sleep,
laughingly.
the Reverend's wife commented daintily. How would you like to move into
shit.
your dormitory? Начало на вред първо римско от лъвто. Harry cried cheerfully. He was so excited to become a student here, and he was so grateful for the opportunities the Lord had given him. Sometimes, people who have done without are the most grateful. Начало на вред първо римско can take care of that tonight, the reverend's wife answered indulgently, and she was already beginning to clear the
It's fine, we have
dishes.
many more
Harry
voices to
blushed
read this
shyly
with.
and got to his feet. His aunt had never taught him how to talk to pretty girls. She always said that pretty girls were shallow and not very smart, and that a real woman
Pretty girls are
would
shallow and not very... Wow.
about her looks, but it only took a look at this godly young girl to realize just how wrong that was. A woman taking pride in her appearance is honoring the Lord, because
one of them
after all,
Portal's
it is
voice
the Lord who
reading
gave
me?
her a pretty face and
Nah.
nice hair. Taking care of that is important. Harry got the feeling that Hermione was as beautiful on the inside as she was on the outside. Harry's face reddened as they crossed an expansive, flowery field. They were going
At least this person is shipping Harry and Hermione, which I'm really into.
Thank you, he muttered happily.
That's kinda cool.
It is beautiful, and
You
it
missed
feels
the
very
wasp
holy. They
buzzing
walked for
me.
a few more
Oh yeah,
minutes in
Vesp is
silence.
missing all of this, isn't he?
They reached the end of the lovely, green meadow. Начало на вред the boys apostrophe dormitory.
I'm not surprised this is losing time, but...
exposited knowingly.
We have like 2 minutes of time saving next
casual
week.
affection so often found in children. She
Bruh.
grabbed Harry's hand as she led him around the edifice of classrooms. Начало на вред Harry was so nervous. He could not think of anything to say.
Yep.
His brain fumbled for the perfect Christian thing to say, but before he could even manage
Is there a boost here to get over there faster?
Stop in front of a tall stone tower. Начало на вред. This is the boys apostrophe dormitory.
Oh, he's at a music festival, nice.
Explained kindly, and she gestured to the heavy oak door beside them. Първо римско would show you inside, but първо римско would hate to cause a scandal. Начало на вред първо римско understand. Harry
If you guys want to read the
graciously.
entire thing,
Too
yeah,
many young
I
men
do
these days
encourage
pressure
you.
young women into things undesired and forbidden. Начало на вред. It is the mark of a true old-fashioned gentleman.
Okay,
to respect
don't
the
forget
fact
to
that
hit the
every
switch
young
this
woman
time.
is another man's future wife. And we all know that it would be a
How did spell drawing go? It went well, Bengals. We didn't fail anything.
Modern culture suddenly
once.
treat that as okay
Oh, wait.
simply because he does not have
Yeah, we
her
want to
yet.
go for this.
Man's laws may permit it, but the laws of the Lord are not bound by time. Hermione moved to push open the imposing, large door, but she
Oh, no.
struggled to eat the knob. It was quite a
Well, at
heavy
least kill
door,
me.
but Harry was a good, devout Christian now. He would not
That's
have
a
a
little
young, godly girl struggling
sad.
to open a door which he was perfectly capable of opening himself.
This is probably
With
the
simple
hardest
faith
boost in
so
the category I
often
go
seen in little
for.
ones, Harry got down on his knees and lifted his hands
Superman
skyward
boosted
and
falling in
shouted
the void,
prayerfully,
yep.
Dear Lord, please open these doors and allow me to enter my new home.
I should have
With a
opened the
loud,
chest first.
thunderous boom that echoed throughout the expansive,
That's fine.
beautiful campus, the doors crashed open. Harry stood up piously as Hermione's jaw dropped. Now, she knew for certain that this was truly a man of the Lord.
Oh,
My
come
father
on,
says
dude.
that dark times are coming.
Why is this
Hermione
happening?
spoke worriedly. There is a man named
I think I'm
Voldemort
getting
who
the wrong
wants to
angle.
destroy all that we stand
That's
for.
fine, I'm allowed
He is
to
pushing
fail
an
this like
agenda in
7
Congress
times
which
and I'll
will
still
stop
save
us from
time.
practicing our faith freely, but that is what our founding fathers built this nation for. Harry cried indignantly. The freedom of religion?
That's the
Voldemort
Flubberworm
doesn't care,
mucus.
Hermione remarked sadly, and she shook her head. And he is gaining power. The freedom of Christians to practice our faith is disappearing by the day. Soon, it will be like it was in Rome. Lovely, ladylike
Fuck off,
tears began to roll down her delicate, terrified face. And părvo rimscu don't like lions. It will be alright, Harry reassured manfully. We will just need to pray really, really hard. That's why we're here. After all, начало на вред you were so brave. Hermione pronounced admiringly, and she
Oh my
wiped
god,
the tears
okay.
from her eyes. She flung
guess
her
that
arms
still
around
works.
Harry's neck. Thank you for giving me courage. Начало на вред, Harry gasped, and Dean Thomas gasped to, and Hermione burst into tears, as Voldemort ambled through the parking lot. The enormous crowd of righteous students were nervous, but they still stood boldly in the face of such horrifying evil. Dumbledore stood in front of them protectively and manfully. Nachalo Novred Harry looked at the depraved man walking toward them, and he thought of all the lies that he must have been told by a volute, honest and feminist all his life. And he thought of the empty, meaningless depravedness that he would have to distract him from that missing love in his life. And he thought of how one day he would die, and that there would be no happy heaven for him, only the flames of hell. Harry wondered how anyone would be so stupid. Who would want hell more than heaven?
Grace Ann is hardcore.
So angry.
She is not joking around.
Stopped walking when he was in front of the Reverend Dumbledore. He arrogantly nodded and said, "Hey, my name's Tom Riddle, and ****, here to visit my cousin. Which well is the guy's dorm? Nachalo Novred, enough of your lies," Dumbledore exclaimed bravely. "We know who you are, Nachalo Novred." Voldemort blinked stupidly, and then he uttered still
give you a panic attack, feels like you're speaking with the sleep paralysis demon. It's almost over, this version. We have another voice coming in, Bingles, after that. And then for the end, I'm debating on whether or not I should switch to English again. Maybe I should.
Don't hate Christians, Voldemort lied dishonestly. What are you even
Voldemort
talking
lied
about?
dishonestly.
Nachalo Novred, you were still pretending to be them, the Reverend pointed out truthfully. We know all about your plot to illegalize Christianity, Voldemort. Nachalo Novred, Voldemort blinked.
That's part of the experience.
Wait, this is about my Reddit account? Nachalo Novred, is that what you call your godless coven? Dumbledore queried knowingly. Well, yes, have indeed seen your so-called
Wait, so his Reddit account is his coven?
To deny your hatred of Christianity when you post things like his Christians, all sucks.
Yeah.
Their religion is stupid and should be
Yep,
illegal.
Bingles, you heard her right.
To Congress and tell them to make law apostrophe Nachalo Novred. Ed Harry Potter laughed intelligently, because Voldemort did not even understand proper spelling and grammar. Nachalo Novred. That was a joke. Voldemort retorted unintelligently. That whole account is a joke. Mean, apostrophe Voldemort do not righteous do not skeptic apostrophe. He laughed with the nervousness of one who knows he is damned. Of course you were not supposed to take it seriously.
Yep.
Nachalo Novred, do you think religion is a laughing matter, young man? Dumbledore demanded righteously. Well, it is not. What sort of a joke is trying to outlaw religion?
Sitting there
Of
procrastinating.
course, Pervorimsku don't actually want to outlaw religion, Voldemort uttered deceptively. That would be ridiculous. Pervorimsku just got annoyed by the ridiculous straw man some Christians have made out of atheism. So, whenever Pervorimsku sees someone ranting about how depraved and evil we non-believers are, Pervorimsku reply with something like that. You know, taking that stereotype to an extreme to point out how ridiculous it is. Nachalo Novred. And also,
I need
a small but
250
vocal
beans into
minority
filth,
of
right?
atheists exists that stereotypes and mocks anyone who disagrees
I
with
think I
them.
have enough.
They can be just as hateful as people think we all are, and that does real damage. They back me as much as the straw man arguments do, and they give those arguments credibility. So Pervorimsku do the same thing to them, replying with an extreme version of what they said to highlight the absurdity of it. Nachalo Novred, so, you were making fun of atheism? Dumbledore interrogated shrewdly. Nachalo Novred, no, Pervorimsku, I'm an atheist, Voldemort explained sinfully. Pervorimsku apostrophe, just Nachalo Novred, just as Pervorimsku thought. Dumbledore
This is
surmised
enough, right?
wisely, and he smiled holily in satisfaction that the Lord had worked through him. We have been preparing for this day, and we have been preparing for it for a
There's more
long time.
inconsistency, yep.
Students, Начало новред the holy little ones stood at
Yeah,
attention.
275 enough.
Начало
Okay.
novred, начало novred, convert him.
Just making sure.
Dumbledore commanded bravely, and all
So I
attempted
don't
his
need any
students
more.
began to shout Начало novred, you have been tricked by the lies of society.
Okay,
Harry
I
shrieked
see.
knowingly.
Thank you.
You deserve to burn in hell. Начало novred, come over here. Dean Thomas screeched articulately. Debate me on religion. Начало novred, Porvorimsku apostrofem, just so upset that you don't accept the Bible. Hermione sobbed femininely. The Bible is the best book ever. Why can't you just respect that? Начало novred, Porvorimsku apostrofem, a Gryffindor hat now. Draco yelled boldly with the inspiring zeal that so many newcomers to the faith have. Do you hate me
To
now?
anyone that missed the English one, it was read in the beginning of the VOD, so I'll make sure to upload this as a meme run on my YouTube channel.
Often find themselves sweet when they are confronted with the truth. And he shouted loudly to drown out the word of the Lord. You've been preparing to do this. To scream at me. Начало novred, it is the work of the Lord. Dumbledore explained
Man, he
accurately.
sobbed
Начало
femininely.
novred, aren't there better ways to spend our time than preaching to a bored idiot who makes fun of people on the internet? Voldemort questioned hedonistically. Your lord seemed to be pretty concerned about helping the people around him. Is that not his work anymore? Начало novred, how can we focus on helping people when there are people like you trying to destroy us? Dumbledore countered astutely. Начало novred, Porvorimsku told you before that Reddit account is a joke. Voldemort fhined pathetically, but the Reverend shook his head. Начало novred, Porvorimsku told that might be so. At first, the Reverend commented fairly. But it was just too realistic. Начало novred, how was it realistic? Voldemort inquired uninformedly. It wasn't even subtle. Porvorimsku waxed poetic about the sexiness of Ned's beards and said that Christopher Hitchens has superpowers. It was
Bruh.
supposed to be funny. How could you take
Okay,
it
Quidditch
seriously?
time.
Начало novred, Dumbledore scoffed. And he
Okay, it
replied
looks like
like it or not.
it's
Your
not over
little
yet, but it looks like this is moving
is what
towards
most
being a
atheists
valid
today are
hundo.
like. Начало novred, so my Reddit account solidified your conception of atheists as a bunch of anti-Christian bigots who are just angry at God. Voldemort solicited stupidly, and then he sighed. Okay, you know what, this has gone too far. Porvorimsku apostrofem, sure that most people can tell that Porvorimsku apostrofem not being serious, but if Porvorimsku apostrofem contributing to misinformation and stereotypes, Porvorimsku don't feel comfortable continuing this. Начало novred, Voldemort pulled an iphone out of his pocket, and he began to type on it. After a few minutes, he showed the screen to Dumbledore. See this? Porvorimsku just made a post. Apostrophe Porvorimsku a may throw apostrophe. It is the last post Porvorimsku will make on that account. Are you happy? Начало novred, Dumbledore virtuously ignored the heretic, and he turned to the little ones standing behind
Bruh.
his protection.
What are we listening to?
Students of Hogwarts, this fool will
How
not
did we
listen
get
to
here?
reason. Let's save this hat hands soul. Начало novred, all the little ones got down on their knees, and they raised their hands to the sky, and they screamed to the heavens, in the voices of those who knew they were doing great work. Lord, please make Voldemort a Gryffindor hat. Начало novred,
Please make Voldemort a
Voldemort sighed
Gryffindor?
wickedly, and he shook his head godlessly, and then he walked away depravedly. But even as the fornicating, drug-addicted evolutionist disappeared into the distance, the righteous little
if this
ones
goes
continued to
okay,
pray. They knew that,
we
if
can
they
get a
screamed
decent
loud
time.
enough, they could change the world. Начало novred.
Okay, it's over. During this cutscene, I will quickly tab out to put the next one on, which is a male.
Hogwarts School of Miracles by Grace. EUTHOR symbols targowska marka is not. Hello, friends. My name is Grace. EUTHOR is not. Hello, friends. My name is Grace. I
Yep.
am new to this whole fanfiction thing, but recently, I did encounter a problem that
There we
I
go.
believe this is the solution to. My little ones have been asking to read the Harry Potter books, and of course I am happy for them to be reading, but per video and you want them turning into witches. So per VTHOGHTV. Why not make some slight changes so these books are family friendly?
Yeah, why not make some slight changes to make these books family friendly?
Who are facing the same problem. SOTAD. Here it is. Well, I'm so excited to share this with all of you. So, without further ado, Chapter 1. Once upon
Chapter
a time,
1.
there was a little boy named Harry Potter who
Pro
lived
mommies
under the
out there.
stairs
Yeah, I
in a
decided to
house
include
with
that.
his aunt and uncle. He was a good, obedient boy who did all his chores, but he felt that there was something missing in his life. Something big and special, but he could not quite name it. He stayed up every night, and wished for this special something, but then one day, there was a knock at his door and everything changed. Answered the door, Harry. His aunt Petunia, a career woman, back from her armchair where she sat with her feet up.
I'm distracted
She
again.
had short,
I should
curly
not be
blonde hair
distracted.
and
This is
never
a serious
wore any
speedrun.
makeup. Uncle Vernon nodded sheepishly from the kitchen. And put
Actually,
a tray
aside
of
from
moist
like dungeons
chocolatey
and fire
brownies in the
seeds,
oven.
this run is not bad.
SHOLDNT be doing that. Harry thought,
Third try
but
save
he
book
was
super
a
jump.
very obedient errand boy, so he answered the door right away. He turned the brass metal door knob and pulled
What do you mean
open
it
the
isn't in the background?
door.
Can you not
On the
hear
porch
it?
was standing a huge, muscular man with a big, manly beard, and he was dressed in a plaid, red shirt, blue jeans, and sturdy, leather boots. His chest was covered in a thick, unruly carpet of coarse, brown hair. He wore a necklace that looked to Harry like a lowercase t, just looking at Harry feel happy.
Okay, Harry
Peaceful
went there kick
somehow,
jump
but
skipping.
his
now.
ULDNT say why. Good morning,
Oh,
kid. The
okay.
man greeted
It's
amiably
a little too
and
much.
smiled at Harry. He had the peaceful,
Forgot this
friendly
one is a
sour
little bit
face
more
you just
forgiving.
knew at first. My name
This
is
is the only way for me
HATRI.
to make it on
Could
US.
we speak to your mommy and daddy? Per video
Actually,
and
wait.
have a mommy
Card.
or daddy, Harry replied sadly, and looked at his raggedy, old
Yeah,
shoes
yeah,
that
yeah.
were
Thanks,
blue.
Farb.
Perhaps that was why he felt so lonely. He thought, not for the first time.
So in the
Maybe that was
foreground,
what
yep.
he was MASSINGA, mommy and daddy. But no, that was not quite right. Well, I'm so sorry to hear that. HAGRID uttered emphatically. You can speak
Oh,
with my
fuck.
auntie and uncle, Harry retorted politely, and blinked his big,
Damn it.
childlike eyes. What do you
Oh,
want?
that's bad.
Petunia appeared out the door with her narrow, suspicious eyes, and she was wearing a baggy, unflattering
I'm so scared of killing the camera here.
neighbor. Purview was wondering if you have been saved, HATRID exclaimed brightly.
Last time I did that
Tipped
better,
his
but it's fine. This isn't really
WADBRA
losing
remedy.
time.
Straw cowboy hat. And Petunia laughed a gravelly laugh, and leaned forward on her sturdy, practical boots. Saved. Do you want to tell me you are one of those Christians? Harry did not know what that word meant, but HAGRID's smile was the most peaceful smile he had ever seen.
So I
It
have
made Harry
enough
feel warm and happy
beans.
inside, just seeing the glowing, radiant grin on the kind, friendly STRANGR's face. He wondered why Aunt Petunia and Uncle Vernon did not smile
There we go.
like that. Yes, Pervy HAGRID
This is saving a lot of time.
kindly. Are you? Aunt Petunia laughed again, and stuck her pointy, sharp nose in the air. We are too smart for that. HAB in theory Dawkins. God is dead.
Bruh.
Dawkins proved that.
That
Would
time
like
save,
us to
what the
educate
fuck?
you on the Dawkins. What is a Christian? Harry queried innocently, and scuffed his shoe on the shaggy, yellow carpet which had not been vacuumed in quite some time. Christians are people who want to be good, HAGRID explained wisely. and crouched down so he was on a
What
level
happened in
with Harry.
PB?
We want to go to heaven after
I got
we die.
caught
You know what heaven is,
thrice
Harry.
in
Harry shook his head.
the
and
room
his
with the
big eyes were
strats,
wide
mostly
and
because I was
curious.
being stupid.
Heaven is a beautiful place where we can be with God.
Plus, it was my first run, so it was a no reset. So of course this is gonna PB.
And her voice was sickly sweet.
But I'm
when
still
she
happy
said,
because like there's still
"Thank
like
you very much for
minutes
your
upon
concern,
minutes of time saved that we're
but
leaving
he
in
does
this.
not know our religion. He has silence
Bruh.
and socialism and birthdays. HIV into her the evolution. But we have a very good textbook on evolution that we could give you on it if you would like to learn things. HHGRID laughed wisely. Evolution is a fairy tale. You don't really believe that, do you? Yes, but we do. Petunia screeched. Well then prove it. Petunia could only
This is
stare at you,
sub-2ingly?
and her big
Yeah,
mouth
let's hope so.
dumbly. Here she thought she
Hashtag
was
Christian.
educated, and always demanded that Christians prove what they
It is a
believe.
sub-2
But
pace,
she is
it feels like, but it's gonna be hard
It
to
was then
defend.
that Harry, who the smart one here was. Tell me how to get to this heaven place.
Still many mistakes I made,
Harry cried
so
wistfully,
I'm not really
clasping
happy with
his
this run.
hands together. Sometimes, the wisdom of little Luans is really amazing. We think we grown-ups know it all, but then God
Alright.
speaks through the mouths of little Luans, and shows us how we are all mortals struggling along the path of life. Humility. All you have to do is be safe. Do you want to be safe?
Hey, Reverend Dumbledore. Heard much about you. How's the wife? How's the daughter?
Then
Hermione.
Petunia tried to stop him, but she was powerless against Harry's bigger, innocent, holy energy. So, Harry had said the prayer. Harry beamed happily.
Reverend
You are a Christian
Dumbledore, yep.
now, Harry. Harry cried proudly. Harry smiled but then interrogated, but how do we be a Christian? We don't know how. Harry grinned widely. There is only one place to learn THATHOGWARTS School of Prayer and Miracles. New Horizons. Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles. Harry queried.
Oh, we're
and
at chapter
clasped
2
his
again.
hands.
We're at
Just
chapter
at
2.
hearing that name, he felt
Let's go.
such a sense of inner peace.
Pet the
He wanted
Humblesnur.
to have more of that peace, and he wanted to learn how to be a good CHRISTIANH. He was starting to think that peace and being a good Christian were in fact the exact same thing. Where do you want to go there? HHGRID beamed widely. He had been praying so hard to save a soul today, and he was so happy to have saved the soul of such a sweet, earnest little one.
Okay, sliding coach time.
Being raised by two parents who were not Christian, and who both went to work and left him
Oh
with
god,
a
no, 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 no,
babysitter
no, no,
for
no, no,
day
no, no,
off.
no.
It was said
No,
that
Dr.
HHGRID
Cass.
had got
We
him
never
in time.
speak of this again.
5 years down the road, Harry might have been a fornicating.
Storm boost, interesting.
UNTBCly, Harry and Petunia commanded, and Drunker on your hands. Come back inside, where we will read to you about Wilson from the Dawkins.
I mean, Matthew 3:12, am I right? Yep.
Harry scrunched up his innocent
I wonder
little
if some
face.
people actually
America.
understand these references, because I don't.
We were as close to parents as he had, and this was the only home he knew.
This must be a troll.
Beauty HU was saved now. He
This is
had
not
paid
gonna
price
be your
in
new
any
stream
respect.
style, nope.
He could not stay here, not anymore, not with what he knew now. Suddenly, he knew what he had to do. No, and Petunia filtered calmly with childlike wisdom. Evolution is not real. And we am going to Hogwarts. No, no, Harry and
Okay, he
Petunia
stuck
screeched
the bookcase
desperately.
again.
But we have an idea. You can have a second birthday today. You like birthdays, right? Birthdays are not what Harry verbalized knowingly, and looked at his
How does Harry know that?
innocent
He didn't
wisdom.
know what a
You
Christian was
tried
like
to
5
correct
minutes
me,
ago.
but it did not work.
Interesting.
But we forgive you, and Petunia, because of look that 334. HAGRID was praised Luyans against the wisdom of little Luyans. He did not know
Command
if he
and I
could
Porto
forgive someone
Heculanabis,
who
man.
had hurt
That's a
him
good
as much
one.
as this woman
Graysan
had
is the
little
savage,
Harry.
yep.
Deny him the truth. Who could be so cruel? But Harry
True.
did not even think twice about it. He FORGAD still like that. Truly, HAGRID gameplay understanding Matthew 19 часа и 14 минути that day.
19 часа и 14 минути a day. I don't think that backwalk worked.
And stepped over the threshold.
But that's okay.
Goodbye, Daslis. We hope you are saved to one day. And with that, he and HAGRID began to walk down private drive. How will we get to this school?
Command to annoy Porto.
HAGRID.
I mean, I don't mind, you didn't have to remove it. Wait, is it a backwalk here? I don't think it is. Oh, well I guess there is some camera movement.
Watch HAGRID said, and then got down on his knees on the rod.
Huh, never
He
mind.
motioned for Harry to get down on his knees too. HAGRID raised his
I
hands to
think
the
sub
heavens
2 hours is
and
dead.
cried out in a deep,
But we'll see.
thunderous voice, "Dear
We
Lord,
will see.
take us to Hogwarts." Harry
Hogwarts.
felt himself being whisked away, and in a moment,
Chat
he
is
was
confusing
sitting
me
in
verily.
the
Yep.
girls outside their humongous,
Hei, Harry.
beautiful
Har du
castle.
25 bønneglass?
He looked in at the tall towers and the grey stones. What
Flott.
a beautiful
Nå har vi
place.
alle de bønnene vi trenger.
A tall,
Takk, Harry.
thin man
Vi hadde
with
ikke
a
greid
long,
uten deg.
pointed
Her har du
beard
et
and
trollmannskort.
big,
Det er vel fortjent.
wire spectacles stood in front of Harry. He was wearing a brown,
Disse her tålte vi
tweed
virkelig.
suit and a
Men
nice,
du vet
matching
ikke om
cap.
at de samler bønner.
His shoes were made of leather and polished
Come on,
with
Big
a shoe.
Manningly.
He had a smile much like HAGRID.
Yeah, sub 2 hours is barely out of reach. Wait, maybe if I get Quirrell skip actually. I don't know.
Fluent blonde hair and a pleasant HARTSHAPD face stood beside this holy man. Hello, there, little one, the man greeted amicably. I am Reverend Albus Dumbledore, and this is my wife, Minerva.
Wow,
Welcome
shocking.
to Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles. AUTHORS not blessings. Chapter 3, DINNRTIME. AUTHOR the symbols that
Copium
as not. Hello, friends. But we have struggled.
You thought I already did pain percent. What is this? This is a requested Memerun gob.
With a lot of prayer.
Did
My
V8
husband
requested?
and we have decided it is the right thing to do. We want our little Luyans to have good Christian literature to read, and in this modern world, sometimes that can be hard to come by. So we will just have to make those Mihnatulice. VPLESED to meet you.
10:30 chapter 5 is possible. We'll see.
And got to his feet. VTHIS sure is a beautiful place you have here. But
Slur har oppført
the
seg
Reverend
There's one last card I need to get.
WHI thank you, little one.
Men ikke
But his
snakk om
voice
det.
One last
had a
card.
distinctive southern twang to it that made Harry feel so safe and welcome. He knew in that moment that the Reverend was a man of God. VTHI's poor little one was being raised in a terrible situation.
Current pace is a 2 hour
HAGRID declared
55.
concernedly. VHI was
Yeah, I
watched by a
think that's kind of
every
accurate
second
because
that
like even if I get
his
Voldemort
he
skip,
was
that's
part
not
of a
55
perfect
seconds.
package. Like the big house,
So
the
yeah.
fancy career, the speedy car. Dumbledore shook his head sadly. What you owe but no one told her. Parenting should be about the children, not the parents. That is
That's
why
fine though.
it
I
is
was
called
not going to
parenting.
submit this anyway, believe it or not.
HAGRID nodded wisely.
The run was
Dumbledore
good though.
turned to Harry and pronounced authoritatively.
Good practice.
W, you can start your classes tomorrow morning. Today, you can get stalled into your dormitory. But first, why do you and the symbols at Ergovska market you eat dinner with my family and me? VRELLY, the Harry gasped excitedly. Why the symbols at Ergovska market we never had a family dinner before. The WHY do and the symbols at Ergovska market you come with us. Then, the Dumbledore cried kindly, and then got down on his knees. Everyone else did the same.
Yo, Daisy.
Watch, massive.
Welcome to this
To the heavens.
weird
Dumbledore
experience.
bellowed in a voice even louder than
Portugal girl.
HATS
Oh my god.
has been. Well, please take us to
Am I a
the
grill now?
Suddenly, they all found themselves in a tasteful, decorated kitchen. WW, the Harry shouted. He was
Chungus!
still getting used to the power of prayer. Sometimes, we take the wonderful things the Lord gives us for
Bruh.
granted, and it takes a newcomer
Fluffy, please
for us
save
to
me.
understand just how blessed we are. But
No!
the HAT was amazing. The
Daisy,
HAT
stop
is mind-blowing.
gambling!
The Zirodi is an amazing guy. The
Don't
H-shirt
gamble.
is the symbol that Targovska market as wife chuckled, before getting down to her knees and raising her own hands at once. The dear Lord, please set the table with the SKYBL cloth and the Sunday dishes, and please give us biscuits fried golden brown and gravy. Creamy mashed
Zero
potatoes.
Chungus, this is
My
the way.
great aunt Eliano are the symbols that
Last
Targovska
one,
market
V8.
as corn CSSROL, corn on the cup slathered with butter, and for dessert, some chocolate raspberry cookies were. All of these things appeared on the table exactly as the symbols that Targovska market as wife had asked for them. Masterfully prepared and DLICIOSSNLLINs. HARRY the symbols that Targovska market as
Cookies,
mouth
yep.
wrapped open. Truly, this woman
Oh, no.
was a real rather explicit and life. The HRMLON. The rebel summoned loudly the DIUN.
Bruh.
With cheerful obedience,
Are you putting the gal in Portugal? What does that even mean?
She ran over to her father,
Bruh.
gave him the winning smile that daughters have. The WLCON home, Daddy, but she smiled, and then turned to his wife. The CAN per help patrol with dinner, mommy. The IT is all prepared. Thanks be to God, her mother retorted gracefully.
Okay.
Hermione did know you.
If it's possible, it's very unlikely.
We would like you to meet Harry Potter, our newest student at Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles, the Dumbledore introduced magnanimously. The HARRY, where we would like you to meet Hermione Granger,
That was nice.
your beloved daughter.
Daisy called me a girl, wanted to make a joke
Hermione
funnily.
responded sweetly.
Hans
With
and
a shy
Renee.
grin. Harry could barely respond. This was the most beautiful young woman he had ever come across. So
It's gonna get
different from all the
uploadedly
girls in
on my
public school,
YouTube channel,
who were
yes.
focused on trying to be like the career women
Since
they
it
saw on the
won't
sets
stay
and the city.
aroundingly. I wanna,
This
like,
little one was
because
the
I
picture of
lost to the
innocence and
meme run I
happiness.
did from Mark,
The NOW
because I forgot to highlight it. I don't want to make that mistake again. So I shall be highlighting every meme run and uploading them to my YouTube channel. So it's not lost. Did PB get Grill Skip? No. PB got it
And
missingly.
he did not understand it, but he was very interested. The arcade days are coming, the HATRID pronounced gravely around a mouthful of CSSROL. The VIL forces are coming into this world, and the little ones at Hogwarts may be
Yeah, sub 2 hours is very unlikely right now, but it will be close.
The Dumbledore referenced solemnly, and the others around the table nodded knowingly. Hogwarts might be the last hope for the forces
Yep.
of this world. Chapter 4.
You will be able to watchingly indeed.
When the delicious feeling dinner had ended, Harry White sunglassed, tasty cookie crumbs from the sides of his mouth. He was very full and very tired. Discovering the truth, beyond saved, and coming to HOGWARTS, it had certainly been a long day for this little one. You look like you could use saved an HTS sleep, RVRNDS wife commented daintily. How would you like to move into your dormitory? Purdy would love to. Harry cried cheerfully. He was so excited to become a student here. and he was so grateful for the opportunities the Lord had given him. Sometimes, people who have done without are the most grateful. But we can take care that tonight Dari we are in this, wife answered indulgently. And she was already beginning to clear the elegant porcelain dishes.
Yo, awesome
Harry
pyramid
blushed
daisy.
shyly and got to his feet.
Hagrid.
His aunt had never taught
I
him
still
how
need
talk
to
pretty
remake that
girls.
emote.
She always
Make it a
said
little
that
bit
pretty
better.
girls were shallow and not very smart, and that a real woman put her career first and the idea and take care about her looks. But it only took one
Okay,
look
I'm
at
dazing
this
now.
godly young girl to realize just how wrong that was.
Let's go. Oh,
A
50, that
woman
was you. I'm
taking pride in
sorry.
her appearance is an
I'm
color,
sorry.
because after all, it is the Lord
No.
who gave her a pretty face and nice hair.
Because Daisy said it first and I got...
Harry got the feeling that Hermione was
I once was Poison Ivy, but now I'm your Daisy. Oh my god.
J.R.R.Y.'s face reddened as they crossed an expansive, flowery field. They
I'm
wheeled
sorry.
in the direction of a cluster of imposing stone, ACADMACLOKINZ buildings. Thank you, he muttered happily. It is beautiful, and it feels very holy.
It's
They
okay.
walked for a few more minutes in silence.
We'll leave this for next time.
They reached the end of the lovely green meadow. The boys
There's still a
dormitory
slight
is
possibility. Difficult. Big. Sorry. I did the stupid. I didn't hold the correct inputs after falling down.
Harry was so nervous, he could not think of anything to
Not
say.
sub 2 hours, but
His
pretty
brain
close.
scrambled for the perfect Christian thing to say, but before he could even manage a word, Hermione
Truth
came
is, I couldn't be bothered to push that block all the way through.
This is the boys' dormitory, the devout young woman explained kindly, and she gestured to the table. All down beside them.
This is so awkward without music.
Hate to cause a scandal. Pervy understand Harry declared graciously.
Yeah, sub 2 is dead, but that's okay. Sub 2 and 1 alive.
It is OLDFASHIOND gentlemen to respect the fact that every young woman is another Memerun's future wife. And we all know that it would be a dreadful, terrible thing to bring another Memerun's wife into intimacy. Why does Mother Kalchak suddenly treat that as okay simply because he does not have her yet?
Redditor's anger is scarier every day, yep. You said it, brother V8.
But she struggled with the It was quite a heavy door.
Yeah, if I had gotten Quirrell Skip there, that was it, but...
Godly girl struggling to open a door which he was
unfortunate.
Capable of opening himself. With the simple faith so often seen in little Williams, Harry got down on his knees, and lifted his hands skyward, and shouted prayerfully, "Dear Lord, please open these doors, and allow me to enter my new home." With a loud, thunderous boom that echoed throughout the expansive,
still not too bad.
The doors crashed open. Harry stood piously as HRMONS sugar.
2 hours 22. And that's game.
My father says that dark times are coming. Hermione spoke wearily.
Thanks for the GGs.
There is a man named
Thank you, Hans. Renee. Winter, V8, Daisy.
Stop us from practicing our faith freely. But that is what our founding fathers built.
Okay.
Harry cried
Well then.
The
we have officially established that sub 2 hours is free. But I believe after getting this, I am not last place anymore. Yo, Avon, thanks for the GG. That would be an interesting experience to validate. Should I submit it for the memes? I can submit it for the memes. The run finished interestingly. Yep. There we go. That concludes V8's request. But we will finish watching the cutscenes. There we go, we got the final card. All wizard cards have been collected.
After all,
Baptiste and Dino, nice.
admiringly, and she wiped the tears from
We
her
can do
eyes.
better though.
She flung her arms
We
around
can do
Cage
better.
and realized
Yep.
that
Yeah, this run wasn't very good because I was distracted,
Fairy
but
gasped, and
overall,
didn't
I
gasped
think
too.
like I'm happy with it.
Burst into tears, as VOLD Muartian bowed to the fucking clock.
Yeah, Keys is a very good HP1 player.
Still stepped boldly in the face of
Used to be top 3 in glitchless.
Dumbledore stepped in front of them protectively and manfully. Harry looked at the depraved man walking toward them, and he thought of all the lines
I'm
that
raiding
he
Renee
must
next.
have been
Renee
taught by
Wenstrom.
evolutionists and
No, we're
feminists
doing
of his
another
life.
meme run.
And
We're
he
doing
thought of them
another meme run.
meaningless depravedness that must fuel
The
have
one
to
Dr.
help to
Cass
distract him
Cannabilar
from that
requested,
missing love in
which
his
is...
life.
Oh god, let me see if I can remember that. Chungus percent, all wizard cards glitchless low cast. Was that right, Dr. Cass?
How anyone could be so stupid? Who loved hell more than heaven?
Yes, okay, we're doing this now.
VOLD Muarti stopped talking
Should
when he
Bordo
was in front
submit
of the rebel
this?
Dumbledore. He again
Nice poll.
then said, "Hey, my name is Dumbledore, and I am here to visit my
Chungus
cousin.
hype. Yep.
Which way is the guy's dorm?" "Enough of your lies," Dumbledore exclaimed bravely. "We know who you are." VOLD Muarti blinked stupidly, and then he uttered childishly, "I am SORRY what?" Dumbledore smiled smartly. "You are pretending to be dumb. Pervisi." "Well, I am
Yeah,
not
true,
stupid.
true.
We know about how much you hate Christians." "What?" "Pervid you and hate Christians, VOLD Muarti